Hello and welcome to podcast number 59.
59!
We're going to be catching up on the recent film and TV news we've watched before going into the second part of the podcast where I'm going to be hosting a horror-themed quiz for Iain and Andy to go head-to-head on their horror movie knowledge.
Drop your expectations now.
And in the third part, we will be answering your questions. Iain, Andy, always awesome to have you here on the podcast. How you been?
Back to work now. Fucking
The summer's
back
gone.
Into it. Summer's gone. Back into work. And like I said, I always keep my intro a little bit short, you know, because movies, games, and videos. I just try to break down what I've done briefly.
I missed that show.
I know.
Missed that show.
That's why I stole the line from my intro,
fucking
movies, games, and videos, so I could actually just remember it all the time. I bought the wife because it was the wife's birthday, obviously. Just after yours.
That sentence?
I bought the wife The Flash for her birthday so that she could watch it because obviously she does like her superhero movies. I have to admit I have not finished it. I've had it for 2 weeks.
Still playing. Still going.
We watched that fucking opening sequence with the babies, and I was just like, you know what? I think I might just go upstairs and do some editing, you know, and let you enjoy this film. She's like,
I'm going to re-edit that scene.
Man, I haven't even gone back and watched Black Adam yet, so I'm thinking I'm going to double bill them, but at the same time, I'm
He
looking.
hates himself,
I
doesn't he?
don't think so. Well, I mean, I like The Flash. I know
Like,
nobody else does.
I want to like it, but I saw the CGI effects for the babies when they were coming out the glass, and I partially saw the CGI effects for when he was reversing back in time, and I've got such questions about. So I don't want to dwell on it, but he says to the Flash, or to Ezra Miller in the alternative timeline that he has to take him to go get the powers, or he will not get the powers himself, right?
Okay.
And yet, technically, they must be from two different timelines because, as we understand science fiction time travel, two objects of the same thing cannot occupy the same space. And yet, he grabs and fights his other self before he gets the powers.
Yeah.
So they must be two
And he has to make sure that his alternate version gets the powers so that he gets the powers. Now, time travel is...
I can answer it.
Yeah.
People might not like this.
Go.
Well, it's a they, so I guess it's okay. It's a they, them, right? So
Right.
it's one person occupying the same space.
Right.
Because it's not a he.
'Cause they're not-
Ezra's not a he.
Because
He's
they're
a
not
they.
binary.
Exactly.
Right.
That tracks.
Doesn't make the film any better. So
Does it?
So I've not watched The Flash yet.
I was just going to say that time travel is not a proven science.
No, but I was going to say basically, the rules are whatever rules the movie says the rules are.
But then the film keeps within its own rules for its time travel story.
Time Cop is the closest to full-on time travel I will ever come to over any other time travel movie. Time Cop
I
does
do
it.
like the idea that to travel in time you have to get on essentially the fucking shuttle from the Running Man to start the process.
Mate, Time
I
Cop
quite
is
like that.
any time traveling movie. I'm like, is it better than Time Cop? Yes. I'm like, good fucking luck with that. Good luck.
He does the splits in a kitchen.
I'll still follow the Back to the Future time travel explanation.
that's
That's the
fine.
one that I always model all other sci-fi.
But
time
that doesn't have
travels on.
But same rule. Doc Emmett Brown says in that you and
cannot
Marty
interact.
cannot occupy
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
I did watch Uncommon Valor for the
Nice!
first time.
Oh my God,
Got
Ian.
that on DVD, obviously from the university. Sat down and watched it. So was it Rex Cobb is in there? You've got Fred Ward. You've got fucking Gene Hackman.
Patrick Swayze.
Gene Hackman plays a guy who wants to fly down to Vietnam after the Vietnam War with a bunch of old soldiers that served with his son because he believes his son's part of the
Still a
POW
prisoner,
camp.
yeah.
And I think it's really funny because they train at this camp, and then I swear the movie just uses the same camp for the attack, but they just fill it up with
Sufficient.
North Vietnamese guys. It was real fun. I mean, it's not I wouldn't say it's definitely the best Vietnam War movie ever made.
No.
But Patrick Swayze is great.
It's the ensemble cast that
Gene
makes it
Hackman's
work.
great.
Totally.
Fred Ward's great. Rex Cobb is great. You know, there's some real twists at the end that really make you hit. And that pushed me in to watch Red Dawn for the first time.
Very good. Yeah.
The original?
Yeah,
Well, you'd not watched the original
I never watched it with Charlie Sheen or Patrick Swayze. And funny enough, I was very surprised that the movie. See, I thought the movie was they invaded and then the Wolverines fought back, and it was a bit like, you know, Under Siege, Die Hard, where they were doing these things. But no, it actually spaces out over like 4 or 5 months. And you actually watch like the group get older and mature, but then die off slowly. Spoilers, if you haven't seen it, you should get around to watching it. It wasn't great. I've got to admit, it was not great. I think the pacing did drop a lot. Though Patrick Swayze was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen was fucking awesome. The girl from Dirty Dancing and Ferris Bueller, she's in it. She was great. And so was Leah Thompson. Leah Thompson was in it. She was great too.
Do you just want to? I haven't watched it in so long that it'd be interesting. It's like if I watched it again, I would probably have. Like you say about
It's been 20 years
stuff
since
like
I've
that.
seen it.
Yeah, it's
I would
definitely
probably be like,
questionable.
what? Sometimes when you watch a movie, like it's a classic, you put on, you're like, this is a piece of shit. What
Yeah,
the
man,
hell?
I've never gone through Navy SEALs ever with Michael Bean and fucking Charlie Sheen.
That's right, yeah.
I've never managed to actually get through them.
Only ever seen it the once 30 years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say, I haven't watched it since the first time I watched it, I don't think.
Game-wise, I've been trying to be really, really good because Metal Gear, at the time of this podcast recording, Metal Gear Metal Gear Collection Volume 1 comes out in like 3 or 4 days. What up, Soul Signal? We're going to fucking... Oh, it's going to be exciting. So I've been trying not to buy anything, and then I found a digital copy of the BioShock trilogy for the Switch for 15 quid.
Nice.
Which is basically £5 for all fucking 3 games.
man,
Which I was like, done. So I've now got BioShock trilogy for the Switch. Paul, we're sitting there watching TV while playing as a Big Daddy in Rapture. Oh my God. It was just outstanding because I'm sat down and I'm like, I remember seeing the trailer on the Xbox 360, with the bugs coming out of his arms and him doing lightning and then the
That
drill.
trailer
Dude, we
was
watched
so
that
memorable.
together.
Yeah, at the not at the house, at the flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was on the 360.
And we were like, what the fuck?
But the fact that same game has now transferred to being portable, which is still, like I said, the most amazing thing about Metal Gear as well. Metal Gear Solid being portable, though technically it was on the PSP, but now I get Metal Gear Solid 3 fucking portable as well. I don't really have any videos things wise, but I would jump onto books quickly. I did buy. I'm showing it, but if you listen to this audibly, you can't hear it. I got the Resident Evil Umbrella Conspiracy book by S.D. Perry, the first one they released. This book is fucking outstanding. It pisses all over Paul W.S. Anderson's movie and Welcome to Raccoon City all over. The fact that they actually follow...
I believe you. I've not read it, but I believe you.
It's hard, isn't it?
Again, set the bar pretty low.
They managed to split Jill and Chris up just like in the movie, just like in the game. But Jill goes off with Barry, and Barry's obviously being manipulated by Wesker, and Chris goes off and he finds Rebecca. So actually, you could have coherently made a fucking film with the main characters in, and not add those shitty ass storylines that we fucking got. But also on top of that, I already mentioned this once before, but I'm going to mention it again. I got the Terminator 2 comic book from October 1991.
Awesome.
Part 3, actually, but it's okay because I had Part 3 when I was younger, so I know that one, and the other two are so hard to get by. But man, they don't make comic books for movies anymore.
I remember when they
barely make novelizations anymore.
When they released the one for Jurassic Park, I remember buying all those because I was just so excited to watch the movie, and it was kind of like I bought all the comic books and then went to the movie and kind of realised, oh fuck, I've spoiled the.
You've seen the whole thing.
Fucking spoiled the entire movie, haven't I? Dickhead.
Yeah, that's what I love.
I would go back though if you've never
I
read the
watched it
novel.
the first time me and my mate sat there. I'm like,
changes.
that Raptors game.
Yeah,
that
the Michael
fucking
Crichton novel is absolutely good.
Clever girl.
I also found out a couple of days ago because I've been really looking for the Alien 3 1992 comics.
Okay.
And those are ultra fucking rare to find. But I also found out that the Marvel have just released only a couple of months ago the Aliens Omnibus collection, same as the Predator Omnibus one that I got, which was £90 but
I want that.
But Jeff Bezos paid it for me because they said that they hadn't sent it to me and they had, and so
you
they
got a free
refunded
copy.
it to me.
God, that happened to me twice.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos so good.
I basically because when I refunded the stuff, I was like, I just put it on my Amazon, my gift thing. So I didn't pay for Spider-Man 2.
No. But they've
Which
released
they sent a day early.
the Aliens Omnibus book has all of the old comics that you can get in there, and plus the Alien 3 comics in there. It's like £92 at the moment. It might jump up to 120 again like it was a couple of months ago. So I'm hoping my credit card's free for my birthday. But enough about me. What have you guys been up to?
Oh man, like I said, work's been crazy this last month, so I haven't had a lot of free time, to be honest. Like so much overtime, so much happening and that.
Yeah.
God, sober October's gone down the toilet as you just saw me
Yeah, I was going to say, you said to me like 4
I'm
days
drinking,
ago.
I'm already hungover. It's disgraceful. So, do you know what? Actually, though, I have saying that on a health thing is like a new gym opened that I wanted to switch to, and I've gone back to that, and I've kind of reinvigorated myself of being back in the gym and, you know...
You like
Nice
being in
one,
the gym,
man.
don't you?
I love being in the
You
gym.
like being in gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gym
like
is good.
Sweating.
I enjoy being inside gym, sweating, my heart
inside
rate being
gym,
high.
sweating.
Yeah.
Bumping.
His name's JD. Thanks for spitting all over my arm, motherfucker. So I've been doing that, but I mean, watch-wise, so I watched... last night I watched Old Dads, which is the Bill Burr movie that landed on
I saw the poster
Netflix.
for it, yeah.
That's fun. Especially if, like me, you're a bit sort of like of a grouchy, old-school dude. Yeah, basically. You know, I do like it when it's... you know, like someone drops a C-bomb within like the first 5 minutes of like whatever I'm watching. I'm like, okay, I'm in. So
They're talking my language.
that's on Netflix. I won't spoil it because it's literally just dropped. It's on Netflix. If you got Netflix, watch it. You've paid for it.
Okay.
On the same vein, Fall of the House of Usher.
I've been hearing good things about this.
Oh, I enjoyed
A
this.
true story,
Mike Flanagan.
Yeah.
What? No, it's
No, it's not. It's based on a book by Edgar Allan Poe.
Well,
Sorry.
it's yeah. There was a book called Fall of House of Usher, but it's also like everything that he's done. Do you know what I mean? There's like a million fucking Easter eggs for it.
Oh, so like the Ravens in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking
Everything.
Is it Dorian Gray?
It's obviously he uses the same cast all the time, doesn't he? Whose names are all gone out my bloody head because I'm hungover. You know, like the guys from Gerald's Game. You know, the husband and wife, Captain Pike.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
he plays the patriarch of the family and stuff.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Again, won't be won't spoil it because it is fairly new. I think it's like 8 episodes or something like that. Binged the shit out of it.
Okay.
Really fun. And it's another, if you enjoyed any of Mike Flanagan, like Midnight
Yes.
Mass and
Yeah.
Haunting on Hill House or
That's
Blythe
it.
Manor, whatever
Yeah,
it was.
both of them. Yeah.
But both of them,
Yeah.
you'll recognise the cast, and
Awesome.
I personally think this is the best one. What are you chuckling at?
Sorry, I was just checking at something I was reading. In the chat. I'm not checking at you.
He's on Wikipedia again.
But, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I spoiled it already. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. Other than that, I think
So did you say that's on Netflix?
That's on
Yeah, it's on
Okay,
Netflix.
I haven't actually tuned into Netflix in a couple of weeks, so yeah.
No,
I
don't mean-
remember seeing the Vincent Price Fall of the House of Usher back in the day, like 10 years ago, and I was just like, it's entertaining.
Yeah. And again, it's that just, you know, the interpretation of like taking all of like Edgar Allan Poe's work and just kind of like, right, where can we sort of like insert some nods to it here, there, whilst telling this overarching story.
Yeah.
It's very good. It's quite...
It's Mike Flanagan, did you say?
Yeah. It's been
he's
pegged as
been
being
really
like
good.
really mega gory. And I got to admit, I was like, the gore is good.
Okay.
Like
It's not excessive for the sake of it.
No, I don't
yeah.
think it is. It's like I don't even think it was that gory, but everything they do that involves it is very good.
Awesome.
Do you know what I mean? So
There's a house fall.
do you know,
Usher.
do you know what? There's literally a meme. No, but there is literally a meme of a guy looking really shocked, and it's like, you know, me at the end of Fall of House of Usher when the House of Usher falls. And he's like, oh! It's like, what did you? I mean, they fucking telegraphed this from day one, you know. But it's cool because you know he's telling it in retrospect all the way through as well, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
The
It's high on my watch list, that.
Yeah, absolutely. I played through Sea of Stars, which released on Games
Completed
Pass.
it?
Yeah, smashed it. It took me about 25 hours, but
That's not too bad going. RPG,
yeah, that was
right?
literally what I did. Yeah, and you know, very fucking Chrono Trigger-esque. We talked about it, I think, on the last one because they dropped the trailer. It's fun. There's some great story. It's an engaging little RPG. There's maybe a little too much. Like I got to admit, by the time I got to sort of like close to the end, like the last few hours, there's a lot of dialogue, and I'm like,
yeah,
okay, all right.
I find that.
And
with
also, I've got to
JRPGs.
admit, I've completed it, but also, if you know, there is like a very sort of like
No spoilers, though. Yeah.
no spoilers, but there's very much a true ending to it. If you go
Okay.
running,
So you can go back and do-
everything.
yeah.
However, I was like, fuck that noise, because 2 other games arrived because it was Prime Day, and also, like I said, Spider-Man 2's just released, and I got Resident Evil 4 for the PS5
Nice.
because it was on sale for like 25 quid.
Oh,
I was
hell
like,
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'll take that off your
Have you
hands.
completed it yet?
I started playing it yesterday.
Right,
So I am...
you spoke to me last week
Yeah,
and
I
you
said,
were installing
okay,
it.
wait. No. Yeah, but and I said to you, I wanted to finish Sea of Stars first
Right.
because I knew if I started playing Resi, I was never going to fucking go back to Sea of Stars. So, and obviously Spider-Man 2 rocked up as well, and I was kind of like, you know, but I was like, right, Spider-Man 2 is way fucking longer.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've just replayed Resi 2 and 3. You know,
Nice, the remakes, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, no, I'm going to play Resi 4.
Yeah.
Let's get that one done. So I started playing it. I mean, I'm like 7 chapters into it or something. So I'm about
Okay.
halfway through already.
What was your last bit that you got through the castle yet?
No, I'm coming up to the castle.
Right.
So
Okay,
from
yeah,
memory, I'm about halfway
Yeah,
through.
you're
Right?
about
So
halfway.
I've
So you
got
haven't even
Ashley,
fought
I've done
Krauser
the
yet.
siege, and no, I've not done that yet. So it's great. I'm really enjoying it.
Really
it's such a fun game. But it's very much like
Resident Evil 2.
No. It's very much like The Village. I think.
Yeah.
In Ian look, as in I'm like, you fucking reuse textures. Like, the color palette is very similar to the point where I'm like, this is kind of like the third person version of The Village, you know, like because they did that thing for it, didn't they?
That's right. Yeah. That, and it's also coming to VR as well. So
exactly, yeah. So I was kind of like, this is very. I'm not saying that as a negative or anything like that either, but I very much enjoyed because I was really looking forward to all the beats from playing it the first time. So I was kind of like, I fought the giant and everything like that, and but one I suppose what just recently done is got to do like the first sort of big siege. Where it's you and Louise in the cabin. And yeah, that's just fucking fun,
rough as hell.
And the only thing about it is when you fucking finish it, and there's like spoilers, I guess, but you should probably know this. It's just so you know, don't leave all the shit on the floor thinking, I'll pick that up when I'm done. It's a cutscene to get you out there. Pick up your shit. I'm watching the cutscene. I'm like, no, there's so much loot. There's so much loot. But yeah, I love how they've taken a lot from 8 with the crafting and I know we had it in 2 and 3, but they really honed it in 8 with the crafting and the system with that fucking what's it called, the merchant. Still one of the best characters they've ever done.
Welcome,
stranger. He's the best, isn't he? So that interaction with him is brilliant. Yeah,
Come
great
back
remake.
when you got some money, buddy.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know why you went Terrence and Phillip on that one.
That's the Bioshock.
Come back and get some money, buddy.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to playing Spider-Man 2. I can't fucking wait. It's ironic that it turned up even a day early, and I was like,
But you still
I can play it
can't
early.
get to it.
I'm fucking playing Resi first. So,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that one. But that's probably about it, man. So,
Nice. I've got a few things to catch up on. I realised I wrote more things than I actually need to talk about because.
Wake me when he finishes.
Okay. Now, I mean, it's become very, very popular on the internet to bash on Disney and Marvel products lately, and for valid reasons.
Fun too.
Because it's probably, but I'm kind of just tired of just saying it's still bad. But yeah, I watched all of Ahsoka on Disney, and like I have to say, because like a year or two ago, I was very excited for Dave Filoni to be doing much more Star Wars, because like that's the guy that got me back into enjoying Star Wars with Rebels and Clone Wars. And so I was like, okay, he's doing Mandalorian. He's got Jon Favreau working with him. I was like, this is great. This is really good. But then the quality of that, has dropped. Then we got now we have Ahsoka, which is actually a sequel to the Clone Wars and to Rebels. It's like the whole thing sort of tying all these stories together.
So I'm watching Clone Wars at the minute before I watch Ahsoka.
Okay.
Wait, no. Ahsoka's not pre-Clone Wars.
No, it's after. It's a sequel.
Yeah, right, sorry.
So it's Rebels, So Ahsoka's now telling all the stories that were all those animated shows that kind of led up to. So small spoilers here, but we do get a live action Anakin and live action Ahsoka, and it's something that the fans have wanted, except the story and the performances are hollow as just such a void of nothingness that I felt like this was an 1.5-hour movie stretched out at like 8 hours, and it is vapid and poor and filled with nonsense and character arcs and stories that just drag on. The fight scenes are terrible. The thing that I like about it is the music and the cinematography and the spaceship designs and all the sci-fi stuff, but the writing and the characterization has just been an absolute chore, and it's been a real nightmare.
So it's Star
Isn't
Wars
that
then?
funny though? No, but do you know what? Do you know what's really funny is how many times you've said, like we've all said, it's like, oh man, if they'd have made this a series instead of a film, and didn't try to cram this story into 90 minutes and stretch that out over 8 episodes, but now you're saying,
that's
other way around. Maybe we should have just crammed this bitch into 190 minutes. Like,
I have wondered.
Or into 90 minutes. Sorry.
I have wondered because I've not watched any of Ahsoka.
Okay.
I didn't.
No, I
didn't finish season. I didn't finish season 3 of Mandalorian yet, and I didn't even go with Andor. And then Ahsoka. Well, I hear Andor was great, but I personally couldn't get behind a TV show where from the very first episode I knew that the main character was going to get out of absolutely every single thing because he has to get to the beach at
But it's not just his story, though.
No, I get that.
I get what you're coming from,
I get all these things, but I just couldn't get behind it. It was a cash cow thing that they were trying to throw in Star Wars. Let's take what everybody liked with Rogue One, because Rogue One was really doing well, and nobody wants to do Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker stories anymore. We'll go with this guy in Andor and explain how he turned out to be the way he was. And I was really intrigued to how that would go. But by the time it dropped, by the time it all came out, I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll get around to it at some point. Ahsoka comes along, and everyone's like, hey, you remember how... it's not Fandy Newton, it's the other one. Fucking... What's the actress playing Ahsoka?
Rosario Dawson.
Rosario Dawson. Oh, you like the way Rosario Dawson looked in Mandalorian? We can make a whole series about her. And I was just like, no.
All she does is fold her arms and just kind of look upset at everyone the entire runtime.
Wait, that's it. Now, I kind of like the Ahsoka character that they had, but I didn't care about what her storyline went to. And so then all of a sudden they bring in this series, and then they go, hey, on top of that, we're going to bring in all the characters from Rebels. We've got Hera in there. We've got Sabine. We'll fucking bring back fucking what's-his-face who flew off with the space whales. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. But not Ezra Miller.
You've got... I'm like, you've gone way too far now. You've gone way too far because you
into a galaxy far away.
Yeah. But obviously they've lost something along the way.
The writers.
Because you're trying to watch this show and you're continuing to watch this show, even though every time you hit play on a new episode, a little part of you dies.
No, I'm just like, it can't get worse.
but then why hit play?
How many episodes is it?
I think there was 8. I think it was 8 episodes.
Then why hit play each time? You were hoping that the next... I've got a new hope that the next episode's going to be all right.
Yeah, I honestly, I just want to ask Dave Filoni, like, what has happened? Because your writing and your other Star Wars was excellent.
Well,
what's happening now?
You know what you
a lot
need
of the
for
time
Andor
it could
for you to
be.
watch it, by the way. I figured out what you need for Andor.
What?
It's like, basically, it would have been great if in Rogue One he had, like, a fucking injury. You know, like he was like... they're always chopping arms in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, if he was missing an arm... and he had a robotic arm, but then in like Andor he doesn't. So like all the way through, it's basically you get the hot tub time machine guys like, you're gonna lose that fucking arm, and you're just constantly watching it, waiting for the minute, like he's juggling lightsabers, and you're like, here it comes.
That's what I'm saying. It's like he could have been writing some really, really good storyline, but somebody could have come along and gone, "Nah, you can't do that. We don't want that." So you take little chunks out of it, which makes it, like you said, feel hollow. I don't feel like they've gone in there
you
hoping to make
Rebels,
a bad
right?
series. I watched Clone Wars and Rebels, yeah.
See, I just wondered with because so I didn't, and that's why I'm watching it, because I saw it was coming up. I was about to like watch all fucking 8 episodes, or whatever, and a load of people were saying about like fans of Clone Wars and Rebels how much they actually enjoyed it because of how it linked, and I was like, do you know what? It sounds like I should probably take the time. And again, it's on Disney. I've already paid for it. I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna fucking watch Clone Wars and Rebels and finish that, and then I'm going to watch it because I feel like it will give me a better appreciation.
I wouldn't say you have to watch Clone Wars because
I think someone said to me, kind of like, to watch the last series.
Yeah, the last series. But kind of like with Andor, I had a problem with Clone Wars because the whole time I'm watching Clone Wars, they're like, "Hey, General Anakin, you're such a great guy," and I'm like, "How many episodes into Order 66?"
Yeah, when's he start chopping kids' heads off?
At least with Rebels showed us that we were already in the Star Wars universe. The Empire had taken over. Ezra was a kid down on his luck that his parents had died, and he ends up getting embroiled with these rebels, and it just gradually gets bigger and bigger from that. All of a sudden he's got force powers, but if you were watching a Star Wars thing and you don't believe the main character's got force powers, then you're in the wrong fucking show. Because every single one of them every single main character in Star Wars has force powers. Even the guy in Andor probably had them. That's how he was able to live so fucking long. But with Ahsoka...
Hey, they heal stuff now.
With Ahsoka, like I said, I looked at Rosario Dawson and I'm like, yeah, all right, she does a good cosplay.
She does.
I'm sure she'd appreciate that review.
But if the writing's not there, it's gonna be hollow.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's gonna be hollow, you've just spent millions of dollars with a show that Star Wars fans are just gonna be like, next.
Yeah, but this is Disney, dude. They also released a documentary about Wayne Rooney's wife. It's like, what the fuck? You just spend money on anything.
Oh yeah, Disney
content. We must have content.
Don't give a fuck.
Do you know what? That's the other thing I did watch that I watched Rosario Dawson was that Disney's Haunted Mansion. I watched that with a kid the other day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's alright. It's a good flick.
Is it better than the Eddie Murphy one? Because I watched the Eddie Murphy one.
Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion. Yeah, it probably is better than that, to be fair. But hey, it was a good little family thing. So I fucking get the popcorn and I just watch it.
Hell yeah.
15-20 minutes in, I was like, well, brain's going off. Click.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't want to take another crap on. I'm going to anyway.
Go on
but
then, take another
Loki
crap.
season 2. After that first episode, I'm reluctant to go back and watch any more.
I watched the first episode, and I was kind of like, oh, okay, so nothing really happened.
Yeah, just awful dialogue.
I will watch it. But again, that's one I'll watch when it's all. I'm not jumping week
Linda's
to week.
Linda's been watching it, and I partially caught some of the episode last night, and I think she kind of might have got annoyed at me because I have no idea what's going on. I just know there's time travel because I've not seen season 1.
Parallel time travel,
and I know there's time traveling going on. So
multiverse.
So if there's any time traveling going on, it normally involves Kang, the Conqueror,
right?
Because he's like big King Ding-a-ling fucking time traveler in the Marvel universe. And so they've got the actor there from Multiverse, you know, playing Kang. And he's having these conversations with... Well, he's having conversations, but you've also got Loki there, and you've got fucking Owen Wilson? No, Luke Wilson. And there's all this stuff going on, and I'm playing the Switch, and I'm like, oh, well, if I was writing this, I'd probably do this. And then something happens, and I'm like, oh, shit. Well, that person's blatantly evil. And Linda's like, what is it with you? And I think my problem is because I'm just experienced with watching the TV, how writing goes in TV shows.
Yeah.
You want to elongate an episode. You want your character. That character is going to be evil. That one's going to be good. But that evil one's probably going to have reasons behind why they're evil. And actually, they started off good. But it's time travel, so they're ending good. All this stuff and shit. Yeah, I should have just walked out the room.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's my response to the rest of the season. Maybe 3 by now.
3, I think it is.
I've already.
You only watched the first one?
I just watched the first one. I was like, because it was the one Marvel project for the rest of the year that I was kind of excited for, and so that's probably why I was more disappointed with that one.
Other than the Marvels. I don't think there's anything else.
I don't think so, no.
I mean, hey, listen, if they knock out another Christmas special as good as the Guardians of the Galaxy one, I'm like fucking in.
Yeah.
And I know that they've released Werewolf by Night in colour, which I am going to watch. I really enjoyed Werewolf.
But I'm not going to go too geeky on this, but just stay with me, right? So this Loki, that in the Loki TV series, is from Endgame,
the one who took the thing in the box,
and disappeared in
from New York.
So that timeline Loki does not go back to Asgard.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So to fix it, at the end of this show, this Loki is going to have to end up being back in New York at that point, much like the Stones were put back.
Or he branches a new timeline, but I guess that's kind of...
But then that New York timeline is now going off on its completely own because it hasn't got a Loki, and so everything...
Mate, I was going to say, I don't think they're really fussed about what they've done to the...
But that's the only way I can see how they would actually fix it to keep it inside its own universe. Because if they do all the branches off, you're going to have multiple plot lines going all over the place. If I was the writer, everything that you write at the moment will build up and build up and build up to the point where Loki goes, hey, I know how to fix all this. I have to go back and drop the stones there and go back to Asgard.
Well, the rumours are the soft reboot that's coming.
Right.
So maybe not, because if I mean, at the end of the day, we want to do a soft reboot to the universe, like, well, we've got a time travel show with multiverse implications. It's like, okay, real fucking easy to just use that to do it then. So it might have something to do with that. Yeah, I get what you're saying. You're right. It's like, like you'd think like the end game.
It's the problem why I have trouble watching TV shows because I'm like, excuse me, sir, time travel dictates.
And the dude's like, a fucking wizard did it. Okay, a wizard did it, kid. Yeah.
But one show I do have enjoyed so much so that I've stopped watching it. And that's Gen V, the spin-off of The Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Which tells the story of the first generation of superheroes at sort of superhero school. You know, some learning to be crime fighters, some learning to be crime fighter managers, you know, and all of that stuff. But then there's a conspiracy, and there's a death, and there's gore, and there's sex, and there's fun characters, and there's fun superpowers. I watched 3 episodes because 3 episodes released all at once. Then they've been releasing them weekly, and so when I'd watched all that was available, I was like, God damn, I need more of this universe of shows. I'm like, superhero burnout? Nope, definitely not. Because when the show is good, when the writing's good, when the actors are good, it's good. And so there is no burnout when it's quality.
100%.
And so once I got to the end of those episodes, I've now started rewatching all of The Boys, and I'm now, I think, on episode 2 of season 3. So I'm literally up to, you know, the last season that's, you know, available so far. And then once I finish The Boys, then I'll probably finish the rest of Gen V, because Boys season 4 looks like we're not going to get it this year. It's very likely we're not going to see it until maybe February, March of next year, because of, you know, the writer strike and then the actor strike, and they need to do reshots or reshoots and dubbing and whatnot, so it's all been delayed. But yeah, Gen V has been very good. It's not as good as The Boys, because while watching Gen V, I'm just like, I really want to watch The Boys. So like, I want to go back to those characters, even though Gen V is good. Yeah, just makes you want more. So yeah, really, really, really good fun show.
I still haven't watched The Boys yet.
It's good.
I played Resident Evil 4 DLC, Separate Ways. Yeah, as Andy mentioned earlier, it's a fantastic game. They really did it well. And Separate Ways, I think it was around £10, so probably about $10 or so. And it took me 7 or 8 hours on that playthrough. There was a couple of tricky parts, but there was a lot of surprises and a lot of things that I was like, oh, this is actually now in the game, which I didn't think it would be. So yeah, it surprised me even more. And the gameplay is really solid. So yeah, it's a really worthy addition to the game. That they didn't overcharge as well, which I was very happy with. So yeah, solid addition to the game.
That is pretty good, especially since, like, did you see the WWE 2K23 announcement where they're like, so you had the game that came out in like March or whatever, and then obviously there's a season pass for, like, you know, quarterly, you know,
additions, extras, characters,
new wrestler skins, you know, different stuff like that. I mean, it's a good idea, because like really all they ever want to do is just keep the fucking base game the same, just update the roster. However, so they've just announced like the Bad Bunny version of the game, which is like they're charging $9.99 for Bad Bunny, but it's not included in the season pass. No. So it's like, if you really want it, I mean, I get he's probably got like different licensing deal with them,
so they're nickel and diming fans for those games.
Bullshit, man. That's crazy. Do you know what I didn't mention as well? Is what I loved playing Resident Evil 4 is I purposely bought it on the PlayStation, because I was like, man, I really want to play Resident Evil on a PlayStation pad again.
Okay.
And I realised I hadn't on 4, because I played it on GameCube.
Right, yeah.
It came out on GameCube first.
That's
we all
right.
fucking played it at the house, didn't we?
Yeah,
fucking GameCube.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh man, I really want to play it on the fucking PlayStation. And also, like, as much as I love both consoles and everything like that, so I've got no skin on the game, which is better or whatever. However, I love the PlayStation pad, the PlayStation 5's pad. The haptic feedback on the triggers. The triggers, amazing. But what's great about it is you all the like radio announcements when you get called and stuff, and a lot of dialogue, it all comes through the pad.
Nice.
Which is really cool. Like, so when you're playing it. So yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's part of, I was saying to you, didn't I, where it's like I'm waiting until they've released both of the Metal Gear collections next year, and also when they've done this remake of 3 called Delta.
Okay.
So they're actually next gen in 3.
Okay, very good.
Like, okay, well that one's first chronologically. So I was like, next year I'll buy both sets of them and Delta, and then I'm going to play them all through chronologically. But I'm purposely going to get it for the PlayStation, because that's what I fucking played.
Yeah, that's what I
played on. That's the pad I played it on. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah.
Fucking
awesome.
Yeah, it's I will get the I'll get the DLC for that one.
Yeah.
For Resi 4 for sure. Cause
you know the DLC. Sometimes Ada is right, and sometimes Ada wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I've got one last thing I do want to talk about before we move into the news segment, and I was up early this morning, earlier than I intended, and so I had time before going into town to sit and watch Saw X.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if you've been following along on our YouTube channel, Ian and I have been reviewing all of the Saw movies, but we are not reviewing Saw 10.
All 9.
All 9 of them this year. We'll do Saw 10 at some point. Yeah,
I mean, we could do it now. I wikid it and he's watched it. So
exactly.
Technically, that's
now, I don't have a placement.
Is X going to give it to you? Is it good?
X gave it to me good.
X gave it to me
now,
good.
this was probably one of the longest Saw movies. It ran around 2 hours.
Nice.
But I didn't feel its runtime. As a matter of fact, as it was getting towards the end, I was like, nah, this is a 2-hour movie. It can't be wrapping up now. And it wrapped up. I was like, oh, shit. That was 2 fucking hours. It just zoomed right by.
Nice.
That's good.
And what I liked about this film, There's a lot I like, actually, an awful lot that I like, and it's that Tobin Bell is front and center from start to goddamn finish.
Yeah,
it's his movie entirely.
He looks older than he did in number 1, but it's his movie.
He does. Unfortunately,
didn't they put him in a backwards baseball cap?
They did at
younger?
one point. Yeah.
Hey, fellow kids.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with an old man wearing a backward cap. Okay,
Yeah, makes you look younger.
It does. The only thing is that talking about aging, it's unfortunately, I mean, we all age, we're all going to look older. Shawnee Smith looks like she's aged 40 years compared to what she was in the previous film. And they've done no de-aging. They've got her hair looking like she was at that timeline. At that part of the timeline. But she still gives a great.
Wasn't she an addict though in the story?
Yeah, but she already. Okay.
Well, no,
she was an addict.
She's also sympathetic to another addict stuck in the traps.
No, that's
in this
it. Wait, that's it. In this one, it's.
You're talking about the fucking bear trap girl who.
It's after 1, pre-2, so she's off the addict. She's not an addict anymore.
That's right.
Okay.
But
fuck, it's stupid then.
It told a concise story, even though like I'm watching it, and I kind of got wrapped up into it. I felt sympathetic for John as he was, he's told he's going to die. He's told there's no operation. We see him at the support groups, and then when he's researching this company that's gonna do this operation on him, I'm sat there and I'm like, oh, he's gonna get the cancer removed. I'm like, oh no, he's not. He
fucking died.
He's been dead for a long time.
But Bruce fucked it right up.
Right, but that's where that's where I knew I was like, I'm in. I'm actually following this character. I feel for him. Even though, we know he's a serial killer.
There's only one point in Sorax, and I don't want to spoil it. We'll talk about it in the next podcast, and I need to watch it as well because, like I said, I only read the plot line. But there was one point in the story where I was like, "You shouldn't have done that," because you're trying to get the audience onto Tobin Bell, John Kramer's side, and it's too obvious. I think you might know it's towards the end where another character is introduced.
Yeah, that plot line, I called it immediately.
Yeah,
immediately.
Like, where the fuck did that? Why did you have to bring that in?
We need more fodder.
Was it as predictable as Spiral?
Yeah, I mean it was predictable. It was predictable, but it was the characterization though that worked. That's what came through. Is good characterization.
Spiral was so bad.
Now, I'll say that the saw traps, they weren't as over the top as the later sequels, but some of them were pretty disgusting. The one that's on the poster, the guy with the tubes over his eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, that one's like very early on. It's like the first 5 minutes of the film. So I was like, oh, we're getting this one now?
Nice.
There is some grotesque, gory imagery. It looks fantastic. One thing I also really liked about Saw X is that they very much so refrained from the jump cut flash editing. It's almost non-existent in this film. It feels like, I need to check who the cinematographer was for it, but it felt more movie-like in terms or more modern movie compared to the rough around the edges first few Saw movies. So it looked great, the performances were great, the music was good, the location worked, and even the film does a good job of establishing all of the people that are going to end up in the traps early on, which is something that the Saw movies never did. They usually just wake up in the traps and then they talk to each other about why they're all assholes. At least we got to see them be assholes, so then when we see them in the traps, we are positioned that way. So in terms of telling a story,
do you reckon
like
that's an attempt? Because from what you said, it sounds like they're trying to like make Jigsaw a sympathetic character.
Yeah,
which
they always
is
kind of try
fucking
to.
stupid.
It is, but the film positions you into a way that it does. It pulls it off.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, do you think that's the reason why? It's like, no, we're going to really show that these people are assholes. Like, he probably deserves to get his eyes sucked out. Whatever, man. Fucking shut up.
But that's the whole point. That's the whole point with Jigsaw. That's what separates him from all of the other serial killers out there. Like Jigsaw or Freddy Krueger. Who's actually the real evil there? Well, it's obviously the child-killing fucking psychopath, isn't it?
Both of them are pretty evil, dude.
This guy takes people out and says,
"Right, I'm not having this argument."
No, it's not an argument, mate. It's not an argument. I've just fucking reviewed 9 movies.
He's a killer.
There's only a few times where he actually.
People do this. Well, he's never actually fucking killed anyone. It's like you go to prison for that shit.
Yes,
for life, for murder.
Yes.
He's a murderer.
In a weird way, he's a vigilante. Right, the Punisher is a murderer. If you want to go down that route,
like being a drug
addict. The Punisher's a murderer, right?
Yeah, he absolutely is.
Right, so he's not a vigilante, as a lot of people paint him to be. That he's the good guy, actually killing bad guys.
I didn't say he was.
But that society does, And that's what society's doing.
In the comics, they do.
That's what society.
Society in the comics.
Society's doing that with Jigsaw.
But what I'm saying is, when you say about vigilante stops criminals, right? Being a drug addict isn't actually a crime.
Yeah, being a smoker is not a crime.
Being a drug addict is a crime.
They were getting to the point
that ended up killing your son in the process, and you weren't. Now, I'm not saying that we're getting into an argument about it. What I'm saying is that the Saw series could have died at Saw 2. We know that because it wasn't really a film. It was two scripts thrown together. Yeah. I mean, there's literally a guy in that movie who gets shot in the face for opening a door. Yes, he was killed by a fucking trap because he had no way of getting out of it. But as the films went on, for them to build up this franchise, they had to make Jigsaw, John Kramer, separate to all the other horror characters we've seen out there, because they are, at the end of the day, bland, faceless, mask-wearing killers that kill people for legitimately no reason other than they just happen to be in the way. John Kramer takes people and says, right, morally, you're in charge of these people, or you are this person in this trap, and how do you feel about it? And everyone has different feelings. On one side, people go, well, John Kramer's a murderer. On the other side, people say, actually, he's doing justice to people that need to fight. That's the cool thing about his character. Yeah, you have your way of looking at other people. I'm
not arguing the fact that they've tried to do something different with characters.
With Saw X, they're trying to revamp the whole series again, which they shouldn't be. They should have left it. Well, they are, because look, they had all the way up to what, Saw 3D. Then they stopped. Then they came back with Jigsaw and tried to bring in that other guy. Then they went, oh, that didn't work, so we'll completely revamp it and do Spiral. Oh, that really didn't fucking work. We've got two choices now. We can either make Saw X or give it to David Gordon Green. Yeah, let's go with Saw X.
All right. First of all, I agree that was the better choice of the two. But but sure. I mean, I don't think that it's a revamp if the story kind of fits in between.
If they stop, but if they stop now, brilliant. Leave it at
Kevin Greenstein, who directed Saw X, who edited all the movies, has said for him this is definitively the last one. There's no reason to keep going.
But if it makes money,
which I'm sure it has.
The film, whoever owns it will say,
"Hey,
whatever horror movie. There's no other fucking horror movies.
Let's make Saw 11. True. Let's make Saw 11."
They have also said if the story comes in and there's a good story to do another one, then they'll look at it.
But he's going to take Manhattan. He's going to take Manhattan, dude.
But there won't be, because unless they go with at the end of 3D, where they actually go with the Cult of Saw idea. Which they had in Jigsaw, where people who aren't Tobin Bell, who are actually legitimately getting bad people and putting them in horrible traps and making you question the moral justice of it. That's the best way to go with it, but you are milking it for too long.
Yeah, well, also my negative for Saw X was that when it did finish, and I was like, wow, that runtime, it flew right by. But then when I was sat there, I was like,
did you enjoy it?
What did I actually get from it?
And
I was like, all I got was what I already knew from Jigsaw because of the flashbacks, like with his wife, with his lost child, and everything else, and the cancer and all that. I was like, so I already knew all of this.
Yeah, you did.
Seeing it play out, I was like, yeah, they did a good job of it, but at the same time, I didn't really get anything from the film other than some torture, you know, and some gore, which was very, very well done. But yeah, when it finished, I even though I enjoyed it, I was like, I'm kind of feeling a bit empty, honestly.
Yeah.
Like it was a full meal that tasted rather, like you'd already had it before. Yeah. I wouldn't say bland, but there's a bit of spice in there.
Bit of spice. But you've already had the meal before, and it tasted better the first time.
I was already full, I think, when I ate it. Now, maybe it's because I just watched all freaking 9 movies like this year already.
Yeah, right.
But I will say it was much better than... I would say it was definitely top 3 of Saw movies.
I felt like it.
If it had come out like following Saw 1, I think it would be fantastic. In terms of explaining everything, but because they've already told lots of that story already, so it was good, but I wouldn't say it was amazing, but the runtime was great.
I've got a real predicament though.
Oh.
Right? Because I want to buy it when it comes out on DVD so I can put it in my collection.
Sure.
But then I feel obligated I have to buy 9.
You got to buy Spiral.
Or my collection's going to be fucking...
No, you don't. Because Spiral doesn't matter.
Yeah, because I can't... Well, because it won't make any sense. It won't make any sense. Saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6...
3D. Jigsaw.
Saw 10.
Yeah.
And it'll be like...
So just go 6:10.
Oh, yeah,
Why don't you
you've
just...
got 8
why don't
movies
you
here,
just
Ian, and yet it's 10.
Put a blank, DVD case in it and just write Saw 9 on it.
Yeah.
Well, I still contemplate buying Halloween Ends so I can just snap the disc and then buy another one so I can put it in the collection.
I'd say just print the fucking sleeve, dude. Just print the sleeve.
Mate, the people don't use printers anymore. Get out in 1990.
Dude, printers in 1990 were fucking dreadful. No
Printers nowadays are still
I fucking hate my printer. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Fuck that thing.
Alright, let's get into the news segment, shall we?
Yes.
Hey, hold on. You missed a point. You turned 40.
Oh, god damn
yeah,
it!
he
Don't
did. He
fucking-
turned 40.
Don't
Yeah, motherfucker, we're
The only reason I
41.
bought you a present is because I was like, now you know. Like,
Yeah.
He's 41. I'm 41 in a couple of weeks. He's still a little baby.
Yeah, I turned 40 a couple of weeks ago, and it doesn't feel any different, really.
It doesn't, does
just,
it?
I'm not dead yet. I feel fine. I think I'll go for a walk. Yeah.
He has been hating this for like 10 years. I'm not getting older. I'm not getting older. Everything hurts. I hate walking upstairs.
My
My
knees.
cough, my knees, my diet. And it's like, motherfucker, because you is getting older. Just embrace it.
fuck it, we're leveling up. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah,
it's all good.
but I still want to be a party animal,
Man,
like I used to could.
Man, you still are part animal. I can't wait for my birthday. I'm going to be 41, sitting in my front room playing Metal Gear Solid on a portable Switch, drinking beer.
That is about as party animal as you ever got. It's like,
Man, do you know what's going to be great, right? I've realised I've got the NES version of Turtles, Bad Dudes vs. Dragon Ninjas for the NES on my Switch.
right on.
I've got fucking Metal Gear and Snake's Revenge for the Switch coming. Literally, all the games I played when I was a kid on the NES is coming to Switch, and I'm 41 years old.
Yeah.
Sitting in my front room, still playing the old games I played as a kid, going, God damn it, I can't do this!
Mate, it may have been new this year, but at the end of the day, I was still playing Resident Evil 4 today. I mean, that's still fucking... That came out 20 fucking years ago.
And when it comes up on the screen going, press the X button, you're still going, which one? Oh yeah, that.
That's the only problem with switching to the PlayStation. Because I was like, fuck, that's square. Shit.
Yeah, I can't hit the town like I used to. I did go out a few months ago, about 6 months ago now, and to see a cover band. They were called the Rusty Angels, and they play like Metallica and Disturbed and Guns N' Roses and like, all sorts of music. And so yeah, like 5 beers
All the
in.
old shit we like.
All the old shit we like, exactly. And so a few beers in, I end up like on the dance floor, like, yeah, fucking heads going, like, yeah, stomping.
Oh,
yeah,
your
I'm
shoulders
loving it.
went, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I was fine because I was drunk.
Oh yeah, when you're
But
drunk, you're fine.
Saturday morning,
Yeah,
I was
your
just
body
like, I need
aches.
a neck brace. Like, goddamn, like, I
Yeah.
can't
See, I'm
move.
fucking telling you, all just sorry, seriously, you just, I think everyone needs to just go and fucking lift some weights.
Yeah.
It'll protect you so much.
Yeah.
There's real studies about this as well. I'm not just
Okay.
talking shit.
Well,
like,
well,
it really will.
He doesn't just need to lift weights because I don't lift weights,
Yeah, you
but I move a lot around
No,
during
I
the
get it,
day
you
and
do.
carrying shit.
You do,
So he
but-
literally just needs to stay flexible.
I'll put some weights in the
Just
mouse.
fucking do it.
So when I'm editing, it's really heavy.
we
Nah,
can't
just go
go
in like 3 times a week. Nothing
can't-
heavy,
we can't-
just the fucking 5 main compound lifts. Just go and do that. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it'll keep you young.
Awesome.
Because it
You
protects
look
your
young.
bones. Like, fucking younger than you. I'm telling you, it'll keep you fucking young. That's the secret.
Well, it's a terrible segue to go into the news segment because we've got a list of obituaries.
It'll
to
keep you
read.
young. Wait,
do
who
it.
fucking died?
Yeah, I got a
Oh,
funeral.
jeez.
I got a funeral to go to next week, so let's not even start that
Yeah,
shit.
that's
Yeah.
true, man. Yeah.
Okay, Michael Gambon is the first one I have on the list who did pass away at the age of 82. He died peacefully in hospital with his wife and son by his side, and he's well known around the world for playing Dumbledore in many of the Harry Potter films from 2004 onwards, starting with The Prisoner of Azkaban. He also worked with many great directors, including Tim Burton in Sleepy Hollow,
Yeah.
Wes Anderson in The Life Aquatic with Steve
Yeah.
Zissou, and Fantastic Mr. Fox as well. He's also remembered for his roles in Robert Altman's Gosford Park and Matthew Vaughan's Layer Cake, amongst
Layer
many,
Cake is
many
astounding,
others.
yeah.
Great screen, TV, and stage actor, and his presence will absolutely be missed.
The fact we've lost both Dumbledores now is shocking.
Yeah.
And Hagrid.
Yeah, Hagrid as well.
Yeah,
And
yeah, but
Snape.
well, yeah, but I was meaning like when he took over the first Dumbledore had passed
Richard
away.
Harris.
Yeah, and so then he took over, and you're like, oh, we got Dumbledore back. Now he's dead. Now you're like, oh fuck.
Well, this one's
So
going
we've got
to...
the young one now, haven't we? We've got fucking Jude Law, so
Yeah.
it's all good.
We lost a horror director. Now, a lot of people might not recognize the name, but if you are a big fan of horror, you will. Anthony Hickox has passed away at the age of 64. You might recognize his name as the director for Waxwork and Waxwork 2, Lost in Time, which is an awesome scene with Bruce Campbell in it.
It's
So much so that Bruce Campbell and Anthony Hickox worked together on Sundown, the Vampire in Retreat, which is a very little-known Bruce Campbell film that he directed. I think one of his most notable films, though, will probably be Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth, as well as Warlock, The Armageddon, Full Eclipse, Payback, and Stormcatcher. So a lot of sort of straight-to-DVD kind of horror movies.
Payback.
I need to see that vampire movie.
Payback. I think it's a good film.
I need to see that vampire movie.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely be missed. He passed away at the age of 64.
That's nice. That's shit.
Next up is Pippa Laurie, who's passed away at the age of 91. This is a 3-time Academy Award nominated actress who will be forever remembered again by horror fans as the truly frightening mother of Carrie from the 1976 adaptation by Brian De Palma.
Yeah.
She also had very memorable roles in Twin Peaks, The Faculty, and The Return to Oz.
As well. Yeah.
We only just watched that the other day. Actually, I sat down with a kid. And
Faculty?
Yeah, we watched
Fucking
that.
amazing. Soundtrack's great.
It is a fucking banger of a soundtrack.
Yeah.
It's one of those Invasion of the Body Snatcher type movies. I need to revisit it myself.
Dude, it's great. It's not lost a step actually.
It
still holds up.
If you were invading America, would you blow up the White House Independence Day style, sneaking through the back door? It's like, yeah.
See, it's funny because we watched that because the kid is now. She had that like, oh, I want to watch horror movies with you.
I fucking love Stokely.
Fucking thingy. Yeah, she's awesome actually. And we watched that, but we we watched The Conjuring. Watched the first Conjuring movie. And she was fine with that. But I did want it. I was like, right, we're gonna watch it. Donna was out, so I was like, right, we'll watch that. Ordered some pizza and stuff, and then I was like, I'm gonna pick a film to lighten the load afterwards, so she can go to sleep and not fucking bug me all night if she has nightmares. She was fine during The Conjuring though. It's actually she watched the second one the other day without me. She go, oh, what's the sequel? I was like, all right. So 13. But so afterwards we watched Repossessed.
Oh, very good.
Leslie Nielsen and Linda Blair.
Lick me!
Yeah, and I was like, this film is the shit.
Devil in a blue dress, blue dress, devil with a blue dress.
Fucking brilliant.
I'm here to pump you up. I love that.
Jesse Ventura and Gene Oakland are in that at the end. It's so fucking funny.
It's so good.
So it just made me think about it. Because we watched Faculty.
Really good.
Oh, shit.
Fucking love Leslie Nielsen.
And the next one I want to bring up is Burt Young.
Yeah.
We only just talked about him last month. He's passed away at the age of 83.
Burt,
best known as Paulie from the Rocky movies. Now, he played mainly Italian-American tough guys, but in over 100 movies and TV shows. Sylvester Stallone put out a statement saying, to my dear friend Burt Young, you are an incredible man and artist. I and the world will miss you very much. Rest in peace.
Do you know, I'm going to be honest as well. Never seen him in anything else.
Really?
Can't think of anything else he's ever been in.
I've seen him in a few things, but that's why I'm always like, it's Paulie.
I saw the clip today.
I never remember any of his other characters' names.
You know how you go onto YouTube and stuff, and it just it grabs shit that you've just looked at during the week. It was the clip from Rocky where the waitress from Rocky Balboa, where the waitress says to him, she goes, delivery's around the back, and he's like, I'm no delivery driver, and she goes, have you got a reservation? And he goes, what do I look, Indian to you? I was like, only Burt Young could say something like that, and it'd be funny as fuck.
He did actually have a boxing background as well.
That's it. Amityville 2, The Possession, he played the dad.
Oh, right on. Cool.
Yeah.
Fucking great.
Alrighty, well, Ian, I know you've been waiting on this bit of news.
Have I?
All year long.
Okay.
Damien Leone has revealed that Terrifier 3 trailer will be playing in cinemas from November 1st, and the trailer is over 2 minutes long.
Oh!
And that's because everyone's been speculating that the trailer will just be, a flash of Art the Clown, and it'll be over a teaser. But he said, no, we've got a full 2 minute trailer.
We've actually got a story involved in this one, and it's actually going to try to make sense by the end of the movie.
Do you know what? I would love it if the trailer was just 2 minutes of just Art just stabbing.
You probably fucking will. It'd be like, have you seen the trailer for Terrifier 3? Yes. What is it? Oh, he's just stabbing somebody. I can't wait until the movie comes out. It looks fucking amazing. Really? Why? What did the trailer give you? Nothing. It's just blood.
No, it'd be like if he did it. He's like Eddie from Bottom. Like he looks at the camera. Like,
Yeah.
That's will be it. It will be
That is the level of comedy. That is
Fuck
it.
that
brilliant.
shit.
Yes.
Comedy?
Yes.
Comedy? You're fucking kidding me on comedy, that
I
bullshit.
can't wait. It's going to be
Fucking
the comedy
movie.
of the year.
Remember though, we did prepare you for this. When the second one came out, when we said how much money it made, and you were like, fuck this movie. Like, oh dude, you're going to
Yeah,
get
but that's the-
so many more of
that's
this.
the
Because this is also
fucking-
because Terrifier 2 is back in cinemas this Halloween as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for another
that's
release.
Cool. Yeah, that's really cool. That's fucking...
Yeah. So, I mean, in his words, he said that it's over 2 minutes long and you're going to fucking love it. But, you know, that's what he's going to. He's the director.
Unless you're this
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
Unless
yeah.
you're Ian.
I've asked David Gordon Green to step
do you
in
know
and give me
it's
some
funny, though?
pointers.
That's like because David Gordon Green did that statement recently. Someone asked him about like the fucking what. Basically, someone in an interview was like, "Why the fuck in Halloween Ends did you like sell us a bill of goods like that it was going to be Laurie versus Michael and then it fucking wasn't?" And his answer was literally like, "I liked it." I had my fun. Fuck you. And but in a way, I was like, do you know what? Fair. You stood by it.
No,
Yeah,
I'll go on record now. All right, I'll go on record now. I hope he gets it into the cinema, and I hope that he does actually make some money from it, so that he can legitimately stand there and say, "I have made an original horror character for the new year, whatever, 2024. I've made a trilogy of movies. I'm a success." I hope all that. But I don't live on fucking hope, okay? What I live on is facts. And the facts are his last 2 movies were devoid of anything other than gore and violence to just push a storyline across for a bland clown character who literally is going to come into this 3rd movie, and unless he fills in the plot holes from number 2 and explains some of the background of where he got to in number 1, it's going to be shit.
There weren't plot holes in the second one. I had to do it.
Yeah, you did.
I had to do it.
You had to do it. You did, didn't you?
There were plot canyons.
Canyons! Who better than Canyon?
Listen, I gotta admit, I mean, because I watched both of them, and I was kind of like,
I watched them back to back.
dude, yeah, but like watching it, I gotta admit, I was like, yeah, I mean, they're movies that I watched them, and I'm like, I'm probably never gonna watch them again.
Yeah,
but one thing that I disagree with you on is I actually quite like Art of the Clown.
I think he's amazing.
But it's the same thing you said with Saw X.
Now is the
opportunity. Thing you said
though.
Saw X.
One thing.
Once you've watched
now
it,
is the opportunity for them to actually bring, like you said, when you say about the plot holes, I get it because it's like, what the fuck is he? Is he demonic? Is he this?
That was the whole point of the first one.
I would like to see them bring that.
And it won't
together.
But it won't work because coherently, I don't feel that they're going to be able to fit it in.
So much money.
And it will, because people will rush. But fucking same with Flash. They made a shit ton of money and there's a pile of shit.
Hey, wait, Gary's got the synopsis here. Wait until he tells you what it says.
Set 1 year.
Be really good.
Set 1
after
year.
Terrifier 2, the gruesome story of Art the Clown and his insatiable thirst for murder. When a sinister force resurrects Art, he is once again setting upon unsuspecting residents of Miles County. Back for another Halloween, Art sets his sights on a teenage girl and her little brother, portrayed by Lavera and Elliot Fulham, respectively, delivering a chilling and relentless tale of horror.
So it's basically Terrifier 2.
I was going to say, that's the plot of the second one.
It's the plot. 1 year after Terrifier 1 was Terrifier 2.
He's going to make all the money!
And then he went after a fucking kid and a brother, who just so happened to have a magic sword given to him from their dad.
And angel wings. She had angel wings as well, right?
Go fuck you guys.
She was an angel.
Fuck you guys. Go and enjoy your fucking movie and don't come crying to me when you go, man, I really wish I hadn't seen
Chris
it.
Jericho was in it.
I've not really lost anything.
Chris Jericho was in it.
Chris Jericho's in AEW. It doesn't make him
He's
fucking
also
any
one of those
good.
Sharknado movies.
He was in Albino Farm as well.
He was in MacGruber. I'm just saying. They don't just put him in any movie, you know.
They do. They put him in any movie.
Next news story I have is that Lollipop Chainsaw Repop has now been officially labelled a remaster and not a remake.
Oh,
now,
okay.
this was announced last year that
cool.
Dragon Me Games president Yoshimi Yasuda was unclear as to whether it was going to be a remake or a remaster, but now we know, even though there's no screenshots available yet, but in a statement from Dragami Games, they explained that they're going for a more realistic look, clarifying that they were inferring that they would be taking advantage of modern game console hardware with the game. Now, I think Lollipop Chainsaw was a really good fun game,
Yeah,
made
it
even
was.
more so
Yeah, it was.
by the involvement of James Gunn and Suda51 and Tara Strong, of which none of them have any involvement in this remaster. So whether they actually just port the dialogue straight over, whether they re-record it all, hopefully the comedy and the tone is not lost when they go for realistic graphics instead of the cartoony look that it kind of had, which suited the sort of tongue-in-cheek high school, you know, kind of horror. So yeah, I'll be. There's still no screenshots, so there's no trailer. So we'll just have to
put it on the Switch and I'll buy it.
Oh
man, I found out that Forgive Me Father's on the Switch now.
Very good.
It's a fucking first-person shooter where you can either play as a priest or a journalist who would go to a town to investigate what's going on. It's like a old-school 90s boomer shooter, but it's all got like Cult of Cthulhu kind of fucking style of it. Yeah. So it's out on PC, PlayStation as well, on the Switch. I was just like, ooh, yeah, boy.
That's something you might like if you do play Sea of Stars. There's quite the Cthulhu sort of like...
okay, now I'm interested. That's what you have to say.
Has he got tentacles?
I mean, well, obviously.
Yeah, Gary loves the tentacles.
Sorry.
Fisherman's wife too, the retentacling.
Alright, we got some quick fire news here for you now. We're going to talk about The Exorcist Deceiver is due for release in April 18th, 2025. It's kind of funny that they've already got the date like set in stone. But will David Gordon Green be involved in directing this time around after
so
Believer?
This is actually a fucking sequel to the one that just happened.
It was purchased as a trilogy. Yeah. So the trilogy is being made. But so the question
Believer,
is now...
Deceiver, and...
Believer, Deceiver, Receiver?
I was trying to think of a word. The Cleaver?
I don't know what the third one's going to be.
Redeemer!
Titled. Oh, no. Redeemer?
Yeah, Believer, Deceiver, Redeemer.
Yeah.
Bet you it's if it's Redeemer, I'm never going to cinema again.
100% Pazuzu's in a fucking sewer for this.
It's not Pazuzu, mate. It's a completely new demon.
No, that's what I'm saying. But it'll be in a
fucking
sewer.
Yeah, sitting in a sewer for 4 years.
Pazuzu's coming back for the third one because obviously everything they do in the first and second one fails. But anyway.
Sorry, but I saw someone online the other day. I was fucking. I meant to send it to you, and I got fucking wrapped up in work. Even though I was clearly watching memes while I was supposed to be working. But someone did the bit where like in Halloween Ends where fucking he grabs Corey and stuff. But someone voiced over Matey from Friday was like, "I'll grab a dog by the neck, and choke him,
kick his ass."
Oh, it was amazing. Myers has got him. He's like, "Oh, Dave, fucking foot up a dog's ass."
Well, I mean, it's no surprise. I mean, I think everyone at this point knows that Exorcist Believer has bombed at the box office. The critical reception and reaction to it has been very low. I mean, I had that feeling the moment the trailer dropped. I was like, this is garbage.
It did look great. But apparently, the 4DX screenings are fun.
Okay, well,
so because people jump up and go,
on.
Yeah, literally, people are fucking jumping up in the crowd being possessed.
So that's actually better than going to see the film. Is that you watching the film and being distracted by somebody screaming is more...
I didn't say that, like, on that cellar I would go and fucking watch it. I'm just saying it is getting a bit of, like, good press, apparently.
People like to be scared.
Neither of you have seen it.
It's probably because they're distracting them from the fucking movie.
Yeah, that's the thing. I wikied it, and it was when I got to the ending.
So none of us have seen it then.
That's right.
Yeah, but, mate, the ending is so bad. You've just spent an hour and a half of the movie establishing that demons and the hell and being possessed is actually in real life. Yeah, because you've even got the mum from the Exorcist 1 movie who's written a book about her daughter.
Very small part, though, from what I understand.
Yeah,
as in, like, the trailer, obviously. Part,
but by
far be it from him to, like, mislead us with a trailer.
But by the end of the movie, when it all ends, everyone goes, "Oh, we'll just go back to our normal lives now." I'm like, you've just admitted that demons and hell exists.
But I mean, don't we, in our world, we've got like written reports. I mean, William Friedkin filmed an actual exorcism being performed.
I watched that Devil on Trial thing the other day.
Yeah.
There is no proper evidence that demons exist. Right, what we consider exorcisms are usually...
But then that's what somebody in the Exorcist world is exactly going to say.
But what you got to remember is if you believe in that, if you are a person of religious persuasion, to you that is proof.
In this movie, it fully establishes, at least by the halfway point towards the end of the movie, that everybody there is seeing a supernatural, paranormal event. That's what I'm saying. If in the real world there was a supernatural, paranormal event happening...
Who are you going to call?
Fuck Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat for the next week and 2 weeks, or wars in Ukraine or in Gaza shit, because now we've got evidence that the demons fucking probably exist.
Where do you download the app Fuck Facebook?
From your mum.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, if she's happy and making money.
So I was going to finish off this story with a quote from David Gordon Green himself, whether being asked about whether he'll be returning to the Exorcist trilogy. He said, "My intention is to just start making things, and as those plans come together, if I find myself in that director's chair, I'll be thrilled.
Shit together.
But right now, I'm navigating it from a story perspective and looking at my realities of life as I pivot out the door." Out the door bit I added.
I've got a, like, when you said I've got a quote from him, I thought it was literally going to be like, "Meow, I've got your money, meow."
I've got your money.
So he's just like, well, if they ask me, I'll do it. But until then, I've got life priorities now. Like, yeah, of course you
have.
Trying to write a good movie.
Wow,
James Gunn's like, David Gordon, who?
Oh dear. Okay, now here's a fun story for you, is that we got Chuck Norris coming back to the movies.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Along with Vanilla Ice and Sophie Monk, and they're going to be battling zombies on a plane.
Sold.
Sounds better than
film is
Terrifier
called
3.
Zombie Plane.
Nice.
And it centers on a secret government organization that recruits celebrities to be undercover agents who play themselves, who together must save humanity from a zombie attack.
Hadn't Jean-Claude Van Damme already done this?
No.
Jean-Claude Van Johnson or whatever it's called.
Oh, Jean-Claude Van Damme was the TV show, or was the movie that
That's right,
played
yeah.
He did
himself.
JCVD.
That's it, yeah.
No, but there's
There
like
was also
Van
the show.
Johnson or something where he does literally play like himself, but he's he's a secret agent. So when he's on film sets, he's there because there's like a fucking mission or something.
Man, you were on acid.
Yeah. Can you really do too much? I mean, I'm still breathing.
Now, the other reason why I'm kind of interested in this is because it's being produced by the team that made Turbo Kid, which Ian and I reviewed, and we really enjoyed that. So I'm like, if they bring that same energy from Turbo Kid into Zombie Plane, I'm in.
That sounds so much better than Terrifier 3.
I believe so, yeah. I want to see Chuck Norris punching zombies' heads off on a plane. But the quote I have from the producer is, "Zombie Plane uses comedy, the zombie genre, and 90s nostalgia as a vehicle to comment on pop culture as much as it feeds it, creating unforgettable one-liners and situational comedy to the extreme."
Oh my god.
So,
I'm sorry, I've just had the flash. There's going to be a sequence where Jean-Claude Van Damme is surrounded by a horde of zombies. And
Chuck
Norris, sorry.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris is just going to fucking spin kick
them
all their heads off, all in a row. He's not even going to put the leg down. He's just going to spin on the spot.
Oh, he's landing that plane as well.
Right.
While kicking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, from what I've gathered, unfortunately, I think Chuck Norris has only got a very minimal role in it. I don't think he's actually going to be on the plane. I think he was the guy who trained all of the celebrities to be super agents, essentially. Yeah. So, well, I guess we'll find out. There's no trailer.
It's going to be like what was the one with Kurt Russell and fucking Seagal, where it's like, you know,
executive decision.
Yeah, where it's like, Steven Seagal, and it's like for about 9 minutes until he fucking
falls out playing.
You'll make it, click.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I was like, that's probably a good decision, but
at the end of the movie, I bet if he's not in it for long, right at the end of the movie, the plane will land, everyone will come off, Chuck Norris will come out and be like, "Hey guys, you know, I'm glad that all the training paid off," and then a zombie will bite him, and then as it bites him, it will fall off and die.
Yeah.
All his teeth will break.
It'll be like
3 days of agonising pain, the cobra dies.
Yeah, Chuck Norris is the cure for the zombie.
That's got to be it, hasn't it? Yeah, that's got to be something.
It's great.
Like that.
Alrighty, our next news story is following Matthew Vaughn. He recently shared some developments on some of the projects that he's going to be working on at a New York Comic Con panel.
Nice.
He shared his plans that they are going to be rebooting Kick-Ass. He said, "We're doing it again." None of the other characters from the other Kick-Ass are in it, though he'd like to have them back after the reboot in subsequent sequels. He said he can't really talk about it right now, but it's going to be fun. He also unveiled plans about Kingsman 3, and that work on the Kingsman sequel is already going to be building on the post-credit scene where they introduced Adolf Hitler into the franchise. He said they've already written it and that it's pretty damn cool. He also said that he's working on a musical right now. He's also working on Argyle, which is a new spy caper starring Henry Cavill, Bryce Dallas Howard, Sam Rockwell, and Bryan Cranston, which is going to be out in cinemas next February.
So, Henry Cavill is proof that no one looks good with a flat top. in that Argyle trailer. Even Henry Cavill can't
pull it
off.
off.
It's like, just stop fucking doing it. Stop doing it.
I'd like Bryce Dallas Howard to sit on my flat top.
Never Hike Alone 2 has just released on Friday the 13th of this month. If you're not aware of this, it's a sequel to a fan-made Friday the 13th project. It's a feature-length fan film that released on YouTube by Womp Stomp Films, and it serves as an unofficial sequel to Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. It features the return of Tom Matthews as the franchise hero Tommy Jarvis. Never Hike Alone 2 was written and directed by Vincent DeSanti, who I think also plays Jason in it as well. It's a non-profit, fan-funded film that's no way affiliated with the actual Friday the 13th franchise, and the whole thing is on YouTube, and it's running at 72 minutes. I have to say I was very pleasantly surprised this time around by a fan film. The cinematography was great, the light, the color grading, the performances were kind of a little bit weak. I was just like, yeah, I can tell you don't quite have a stage coach or an acting coach or a director that really can get what he wants out of the actors. A lot of them felt like it was doing a favor kind of thing. But in terms of the gore was so-so. A lot of the deaths happened off screen, or the killing blow happens off screen, then it cuts back as they're kind of dying. Although there is a pretty gruesome disemboweling sequence. There's no real nudity, but what I do like is that continuation of Tommy Jarvis, and that Friday the 13th Part 6 Jason Lives is my favourite Friday film. Seeing the actor come back, seeing the cop that survived Part 6, the one with the gun with the laser gun where the red dot goes, ya bang, getting that actor back in as well. So I was like, it was really, really fun. So it's 72 minutes. It's not too long. It's a very disposable Friday movie, and so if you need a Jason fix, this one will satisfy until we get an actual 13th Friday the 13th movie.
Like, it's better than Bays.
Now, we know that the Halloween as a franchise spans 13 movies in total, and you may have thought that Michael Myers was done for, but Malik Akkad, who owns the rights, wasn't convinced, and he claims he wants 25 movies or more in Halloween.
He wants all the money.
So there was a very recent bidding war for the TV rights for Halloween.
So many DVDs.
Miramax subsequently won the bidding war over like A24 Productions and a couple of others. Miramax already owned the film rights, and so Akkad was basically like, I want all the money, so I'm going to sell the TV rights separately. Miramax now owns them as well, and they are going to be rebooting Halloween for a TV series. They've also said that this is part of a multimedia reboot, which will span TV and movies. So we're going all the way back to the beginning and going to do it all over again.
Honestly, I swear, I might be wrong. I haven't drunk or done anything since we started this podcast, but I swear you've said that 3 times, that somebody has bought something and is going to be changing it and revamping it and turning it into this whole new big thing. I've been saying this
for years because Malik Akkad, who owns Halloween, has been saying this for a decade now. He's not done.
Mate, he's been saying it since Halloween 3. You know, when John Carpenter stepped away, he's like, no, we want to keep doing that. Yeah. What I'm saying is like you said, he's sold his franchises. They've just done the same thing with the Kick-Ass stuff. They're revamping this. They're
but at least Matthew Vaughn was the one who made the originals, and now he's remaking it himself.
But he's remaking it so that he can cash in on his idea, so that he can redo it again.
Yeah.
This guy, he wants something that he thinks people also want, but we don't. We don't. Michael Myers either died in fucking Halloween 2, or he died in Halloween H2O.
But in a reboot series, he's not died at all.
It doesn't matter, because he will have to. If they
Evil will have to die tonight.
The moment they mention again and again, the moment that they mention, he's going after a Strode, be it Laurie or
he's going after
Larry,
some babysitters for sure.
Or Laura, he's going after him. Then by the end of that 6 or 7 episode series, he's going to be captured, and then they'll probably jump 10, 20 years. It'll be like Stranger Things, but Michael Myers, where the kids who grow up with the series and then fucking come back.
Like it.
Oh, man, yeah. In 23 years, we'll come back. If Michael Myers ever escapes, promise me you'll come back. Yeah, we will. Now let's have a gangbang in the sewers. in front of
Michael. Isn't it, as well,
Michael.
because it's like I just can't imagine just fucking rewatching those last two movies either.
No.
Do you know, I actually because like when I'm working at home, sometimes I'll just throw a movie on that's background fodder.
yeah.
Like I've got a task I'm doing, and I just want something in the background. And Netflix obviously got a huge fucking queue of Halloween, season Halloween movies.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie's Halloween was on there, and I was like, yeah, I just fucking chucked it on. It's background noise.
Yeah.
But at least even with that one, I found myself just sort of like, Malcolm McDowell's really good, isn't he?
Yeah.
Just like I enjoyed him in that
I like
movie.
him, but I know because
I didn't in the
for me, I
second
just
one.
hated the
second
total
one is
departure.
shit.
He's bad
of
in the
Loomis.
second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I mean is I liked his take on Loomis in this one.
Okay.
And it was probably the thing that was the least Rob Zombie-ish to make. Because he turned it very redneck and like
yeah.
But Loomis, I thought was like, that's quite interesting. I like the way they've expanded his character. Second one, it was fucking dreadful when he was doing the whole book tour thing.
No,
yeah, stab. But it's funny that like even that one, I can like, I don't mind this first movie. This ain't too bad, But it's like, I just can't find anything redeeming about those last two fucking Halloween movies.
I can.
The credits.
The cinematography of Halloween Kills, I think, is truly awesome. I really like it.
I agree that it's probably the best that Michael Myers has ever looked.
Yeah.
But I can just take that from the first one. I like that 2018 movie.
Yeah.
I like that first reboot that they did.
Yeah,
I'll take Curse of the Thorn
But-
over those last two ones.
It was fucking massive, yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so I've got some trailers here, but I haven't managed to. We usually get a chance to watch these trailers before the podcast. So
Yeah.
I've seen 3 out of the 4, to be fair.
awesome. Well, the first one I want to bring up is Leave the World Behind. This stars Ethan Hawke, Julia Roberts, oh my god, Mahira Shala. Oh my god, I'm terrible with this name. I'm so sorry.
Keep practicing.
Ali.
Keep practicing.
Dude's going to be Blade, right?
Yes, right. Huh?
He's going to be Blade, right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Kevin Bacon as well. This one's coming out on Netflix on December 8th, and also in select cinemas. The reason I think also to be interested in this, other than the awesome cast, is that it's written and directed by Sam Esmail. That's the guy who created the series Mr. Robot. This Leave the World Behind looks like it's a post-apocalyptic kind of, and get the vibes of M. Night Shyamalan's Knock at the Cabin.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, this one looks interesting. I love the cast, love the writer director, so this one should be interesting. And this one's out in just a couple of months' time. Silent Night.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch the shit out of this.
I've become a huge fan of Joel Kinnaman. I really detested that RoboCop movie, and that was my introduction to him. So, but then since Suicide Squad and For All Mankind, I'm like, I like this guy.
It was the hanging torso. Oh my god, there's nothing left. I was like, oh fuck this movie straight away. That was right up there with Vader's fucking no.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a good actor. Like we said, Suicide Squad.
liked him in
Suicide Squad 1's pretty shit, but
he
was
so
carries
good
the
in it.
flat
You know what?
character
Do you know what? He was
so
really
much so
good
that
in,
in the
House of
Suicide
Cards.
Squad you feel really bad for him when he's taken out.
He was really good in House of Cards.
Yeah,
as well.
Okay, I never watched it. Yeah.
He's good. He's good.
But yeah,
that is one me and a mate of mine are like. I sent him the trailer and I was like, dude, fucking Brewdog for fucking beers and then straight in the cinema to watch this for Christmas.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck yes.
Hell yeah. It looks great. I mean, and the other reason why you might be interested in this one is because it's being directed by John Woo. It's basically a Christmas revenge thriller. Joel Kinnaman's character he takes an injury, so he can't talk, so he's going to be silent throughout the night as he gets revenge. Next I want to talk about Thanksgiving. Now, I'm not a big fan of Eli Roth, but back in 2007 he made a fake trailer for the Grindhouse package. He's finally getting that Thanksgiving movie an actual release. He's making the entire film.
Looks just as bad as Terrifier 3.
Yeah, I just thought I'd bring it up.
Yeah,
but
it makes. I mean, people have been crying for that since Grindhouse.
Yeah, I get it, but I saw the trailer and the killer in the trailer now.
He's wearing what, pilgrims kind of thing?
Pilgrim mask with pilgrim outfit. Now, either the town has gone like Hot Fuzz style, the greater good, and everybody in the town is the killer, or he's legitimately a ghost-like killer who's come back or come to the future from the past, and he can teleport everywhere. Because some of the things that you see in the trailer, you're like, there's no fucking way he could have set that up on his own in such a short amount of time.
Yeah,
there's no way. You like I said, you got to see the trailer to be like, okay, this looks. But it's got the I don't know what the actor's name is, but he's one of the guys from Spooks, I think it was, or Mad Men. No, not Mad Men.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, it's a lawyer program. I've
Yes.
seen him. It could have been Suits, yeah, actually.
Okay.
Louis? Is it the Louis guy?
Fucking watch Suits.
I'm just throwing lawyer names at you.
Yeah. Ali McBeal. It's fucking Ali McBeal, mate. Callista Flockhart.
So Callista Flockhart is the killer.
She's
Spoiler.
the killer.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
That's how she's able to get around so quick, because she's so light.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of zombies, I've got one last news story or trailer for you.
Yeah.
The George A. Romero
This is
Resident Evil
great.
debacle. You know, it's considering the film series that we had and the reboot Resident Evil series, well, the film
Are shit.
that we've got are so awful.
And the Netflix series.
And
Remember that?
Oh god, no! I'm trying not
yeah,
to.
that was
Netflix
recent.
series,
Recent.
yeah.
So we're gonna have a look back at the Resident Evil film that never happened. This documentary will finally answer the questions as to why the project never came to fruition. It's due out in 2024, and it looks like they've got behind the scenes look at the
Yeah.
Resident Evil 2 trailer that George shot for the Japanese release as well. They've got storyboards, images, set designs, and
Yeah.
interviews with everyone involved, right up until the point that the project was taken away from them and then given to Paul W.S. Anderson.
Such a fucking travesty.
I'd be just excited just to listen to George talk about what he had in mind for it, because I remember reading the script for it and I was just like, I'm kind of glad that didn't happen, because it just goes off in a weird direction, especially the whole...
It
really
did
hope
visually.
that the
He kept it
interview,
really
though,
close,
I
but
really-
it didn't look.
Oh mate, I remember seeing screenshots of like the zombies and I was like, fuck.
Yeah,
That's
looks
what it
great,
should
because
look
he
like.
did the zombie head turn,
Yeah,
the
man.
classic
Yeah.
shot, and I'm
It
like,
looked
that's great,
great.
yeah.
But I really hope in this documentary or something, it's just him at his house and it's a fucking ridiculous story and it just like he's got a table in front of him and it just starts with him like, so let me fucking tell you, right, this is what happened, and he just goes nuts, just tears it to pieces. That'd be amazing. Just want to see a fucking George A. Romero coke-fueled rant
Right.
about it.
So yeah, very much so looking forward to this one.
Yes.
Alrighty, well that's going to bring us to the end of the first segment of the podcast. We're going to take a small break, but when we come back, Andy and Ian are going to go head to head in a horror-themed
It's going to be
quiz.
so much head.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon. Don't
Head
go
all over the
anywhere.
place.
And welcome back to the second part of the podcast, where Andy and Ian are going to go head to head in a horror-themed quiz. I have broken this down into 9 rounds. The first one will be true or false. The second will be slashers. The third will be sci-fi horror. The fourth round will be horror film quotes or taglines. The fifth round will be a synopsis, where they have to guess the film. The sixth round will be how many films were directed by. Then we'll have a how many as well. Wait a minute.
I was going to say, we're not going to make it this far.
Oh, wait, no, I've got films, and you must tell me the director.
Right.
Then you're going to have to tell me how many films a certain horror director has made.
Okay.
Then it's going to be some general knowledge, and we will end the final round with the final girls. Alrighty, so...
Fucking drop your expectations, man. Jesus Christ. This is going to be fucking bad.
It doesn't matter. I mean, given I'm also terrible at quizzes. Occasionally, I'm like, I actually know the answer, but often my mind goes blank, and by the time I remember the answer, I've run out of time. So,
You know the worst one's like, it's like whenever you're doing a quiz, I never mind when it's sort of like, this is the question, I got no idea. That's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
It's when as soon as they say the answer, you're like, you stupid motherfucker.
yeah, you knew that.
Like,
you knew that. Exactly.
Whatever.
But of course, the pressure is on to we are a movie review channel, so kind of expecting your horror.
I got to at least
You
get
two.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
You two are a movie review
As long
channel.
as I get like one right, I'll be all right. If I get one right, I'm fine.
1 point in each round.
Yeah.
And it's like, fucking check mark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first question is for you, Andy, and these are true or false questions.
Ooh, okay.
In Silence of the Lambs from 1991, Ted Levine improvised the dance scene in front of the mirror. True or false?
I believe that is true.
That is true, correct. First point for Andy.
I'm tucking back my balls. It's a good film.
Yeah.
Ian,
Okay.
question for you.
Right.
David Warner was the first choice and was actually cast to play Freddy Krueger. True or false?
False.
Oh, it's
The
true.
answer was true.
Oh,
True.
really?
I knew that one. Can I have that point?
Nope.
No, I don't like this quiz already.
David Warner was going to be...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem right.
Well,
Absolutely.
they agreed with you.
Andy. Jaws was the first horror film to be nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. True or false?
Oh, is it false? It was Exorcist, wasn't it?
That is correct. It is false. Second point for
My
Andy.
dog is good cake. starting off so. We're about to come off.
I told you he gave you easy ones. He's like, I've got easy ones, Andy. It's probably been messenger all last week.
I knew yeah, but I knew your one.
Okay, Ian, question for you. The iconic door scene in The Shining where Jack Nicholson says, "Here's Johnny," was improvised by Jack Nicholson. True or false?
True.
It is true.
Yes. I was going to say, 'cause I remember he'd done a couple of the entrances.
That's right. And because he actually had training with a fire axe, he literally tore through the prop door like it was nothing. So they had to construct a real door for him. And he literally also hacked through that so much.
This bitch is going to die.
Andy, E.T. was originally conceived as a horror movie and a sequel to Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Sounds like a stupid thing you did. I'm going to say false. That doesn't sound right.
It's true.
Is it?
It was actually going to be a horror movie.
It
until
is
Spielberg went, no. Let's make it a kid movie.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, fair.
Ian.
Yes.
All the scenes with Adrienne Barbeau in The Fog were shot to extend the film's running time so it could make theatrical standards of an 80-minute runtime. True or false?
False.
It's false, indeed.
Yes!
Because the intro with the old sailor at the beginning was shot to extend the runtime.
He was going out with her at the time.
That's right.
And so he wanted to make her into a film. But because I only just recently watched this, so I'm looking at all the sequences. I'm like, no way, because she's such a pinnacle point for the story.
Yeah.
Woo.
Andy, Freddy Krueger has only 7 minutes of screen time in the first Nightmare film.
Yeah, I think that's true.
That is true.
Yeah. He has even less than number 2.
Had more than David Warner.
Ian, in The Thing, Kurt Russell took a drag on a cigarette to create the visible breath. True or false?
In which shot? What? The shot at the end? False.
It is true.
Oh, okay.
Kurt Russell took drags on cigarettes to create the breath.
Wow.
Not in every shot, but in some, because they actually did freeze the soundstage to get that effect. But on some shots, he needed that.
Wow,
So,
okay.
yep.
Go again.
It wasn't a cigarette.
Yeah.
Andy, last true or false question for you. Jodie Foster declined to return as Clarice Starling because she disliked working with Anthony Hopkins. True or false?
No, that's false.
That is false. She disliked the violence in the novel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
How can you not love fucking Anthony Hopkins?
Ian, Jamie Lee Curtis was approached to play Regan in The Exorcist. True or false?
False.
It is true, but her parents denied her because they didn't like the subject material, despite the fact that she would eventually go on to become a scream queen anyway.
The irony.
Yeah, my brain was like, no, God, because she would have been the right age
to play.
then.
Yeah. Alrighty, well that brings the end of our first round. Andy at 4 points and Ian at 2 points.
How many questions did we get each there?
5 each. So Andy, you were 4 out of 5. Ian was 2 out of 5.
50-50 chance round anyway.
Okay, so now we're moving into the slashers. Ian, we'll start with you on this one.
Okay.
What is the number 1 rule on Randy's list for surviving a horror movie in Scream?
Hold on. I gotta remember the sequence.
Cardio.
No. Is it no drugs or drink?
Oh, I think you're right.
Is it no drugs or drink?
That is not correct.
Oh, wait, is it be a virgin or something? It's like no sex.
The answer is don't have sex.
Don't have
That's
sex.
the
That
number
was
You know
one
what?
rule.
No, I think I would have said drugs first as well.
I was trying to remember exactly what it is, and
Yeah.
I thought that was the second one, yeah.
Andy, what was Freddy Krueger's serial killer moniker before he died?
Oh, Springwood Slasher.
That is correct. Ian,
Yes.
why can't Michael Myers be killed in Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers?
Because he's powered by the cult of Thorn?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Druids.
Druid.
Yes.
It
It is a druid curse, but it's under a curse, so there we go. Andy, The Candyman legend in the 1992 film began in what public housing development?
Fuck. Oh my god.
I know this one.
Fucking hell. I watched the fucking new one recently.
They even mention it.
Yeah.
Is
it? It's like. Is it called like the Green or something, or Greenhouse, or?
Gotta be specific.
Yeah, no.
I need the full name. Yeah,
that's as far as I can give you, mate. No.
Okay.
What was it?
It was the. Go on, Ian.
Cabrini Green.
It was Cabrini
Alright,
Green.
so fucking did I get like half a point?
Well, I should get the other fucking half.
That's fair. I'll go for that. Yeah, we'll split that.
Yep, I'll mark that down as 0-0.
0-0.
Ian, what was Michael Myers' first victim's name?
His first victim.
His first victim's name.
Wouldn't it be Judith Myers?
That
Yeah,
is
I was gonna
correct.
say, you just got to go technical.
I was like, I don't know the name of the driver of the car they killed in the
Andy, Patrick Bateman in American Psycho regularly says...
I have to return some videos.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Ian, which famous 1970 slasher villain was loosely based on the infamous murderer Ed Gein?
Leatherface.
That
from
is
Texas Chainsaw
correct.
Massacre.
Andy,
That's a tough one because there's a few, actually.
there are quite a few, yeah. What question does Drew Barrymore's character Casey get wrong in the opening sequence of Scream?
Ooh.
Who was the original killer in Friday the 13th?
That is correct.
Yes.
You dumb bitch!
I watched that movie a goddamn million times.
Ian, Psycho was the first US film to feature what in a bathroom scene?
Murder?
That is incorrect.
Oh, is it Anne Hayes' butthole?
That is incorrect.
Oh, fuck.
It was the first American film to depict a toilet being flushed.
Okay.
Mate, if you'd have given me 40 guesses, I wouldn't have got
Say, look at the level of questions
He
you're getting.
fucked you on that one.
That's a well-known fact.
Ian, in the movie where she's turning on a road, which blinker did she activate? What road? What movie?
Alrighty. Last question for this segment. Andy, Sleepaway Camp is often remembered for its infamous twist ending. What was the twist?
Oh, the killer is a genetic male and because her mum wanted a boy and stuff.
That's correct.
It's a dude.
It's
It looks
a
like a
dude.
lady.
Dude looks like a lady.
Alrighty, we end that round with Andy scoring 4 points and Ian scoring 3.
Ooh,
Pressure's on now,
I'm
mate.
lagging behind, mate.
pressure's
I'm
on.
lagging behind.
I wouldn't have got that toilet plate. You fucked him with that question. That was like... I'm not sure that that's even relevant.
Fucking told you, mate.
That was bad.
I mean, it was pretty big at the time because it was challenging the Hays Code and all of those
Yeah, that's fair enough.
restrictions that were set up on film.
Yeah,
so,
People still didn't
Yeah.
believe that people had toilets.
I still think it's the butthole thing, personally. That's me.
alrighty, we're moving into sci-fi horror. Andy, you're up first. In Event Horizon, what is the name of the rescue ship?
Oh, you dick. That was my answer.
It was the porn parody.
It's shut up, fuck. No, now it's in there.
That's what
Lewis
she said.
and Clark.
That's correct.
Nice, nice.
That was so close to.
I was
going
going to
out my
distract.
brain.
I was
No,
going to
it was
distract
so
you, but I
close. I was
was
so
like,
close to losing it when I had it. I was like,
I can't distract him.
Okay, in Alien 3,
Okay.
what is the name of the employee and prison guard whom everybody refers to as 85?
Is it?
I'll give you a point even if you get
Is it
half
Andrews?
his name.
Is it Andrews?
That is incorrect. His name is Francis Aaron.
Oh, it's Aaron. For
Yeah.
fuck's sake.
to the left and right of the station, 2 Browning M1 machine guns.
Yeah.
I was looking for 1,000 brown M&Ms to fill a brandy glass.
Andy,
That guy.
in the 2017 film Life, what is the name of the antagonistic life form that wiped out all life on Mars?
Calvin.
That is correct.
Because some fucking school calls it Calvin. Calvin school, I guess. Something like that, wasn't it?
Ian, what year was Killer Clowns from Outer Space released?
88.
That is
Oh,
correct.
good pull, sir. Didn't you just review it then? Didn't you just do that one
Fair
recently?
few years ago now.
A few years ago. But I always know.
Really?
I always know it's right at the end of the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah. Andy, in the movie Predator, who was originally cast to play the monster alien?
Oh, Van Damme. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
That is correct. Ian, towards the end of the film Sphere, what do Beth, Harry, and Norman decide to do?
What the fuck?
I know that one. That's a great film.
Played fucking Predator. Now, Ian, this movie you've only seen once. Now I need you to explain to me what happens.
I've only seen Sphere once.
I've seen it like 4 times or more. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Could you repeat the
I
question,
can steal the
please?
fuck out of this one.
Towards the end of the film Sphere, what do Beth, Harry, and Norman decide to do?
I cannot remember.
That's technically right.
I'm going to give you a point.
They choose to forget.
They choose to forget.
That's technically right what he said.
Absolutely right. They agree to erase their memories of
Save
the
your
event
fucking ass.
using their powers, ensuring the unknown event paradox is resolved. What the fuck? What a twist!
You fucking owe me one now later. When I'm struggling on an easy
I
one.
can't remember. Exactly right. It's like, okay.
It's like when the answer to a question is pass, and you pass.
Yeah.
Correct. What?
Correct. Andy, in the movie Aliens, Ripley rescues a girl named Newt. What was her real name?
Oh fuck.
Not the actress's name, but the girl's real name.
Oh, okay. Oh, fuck. No, I still. Do you know what? I was trying to remember the name of the actress, but
It was Carrie Henn? Or Hein?
Hen.
Yeah, that played the part.
I know her. I can remember her first name.
Yeah, I'll take part of the name as well if you can remember it.
running the movie back in my head.
Yeah, she does say it.
She fucking does.
It's also
She
written
does.
on her card.
Nobody calls me.
Yeah, shut up.
Except
only
my brother.
You sure you don't? I can give it to you. I can give
No,
you
no,
it
no,
now.
no, 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 don't. No, I can't. Fuck it. I picked a random fucking name, haven't I? So.
The chat has all got the
Sarah.
answer.
Yeah, I'm sure she has. No, Sarah. I don't know.
The answer was Rebecca. Rebecca
Rebecca,
Jordan.
Yeah.
Should have
Nice.
remembered that one.
Ian, in the film The Mist, where did the mist actually come from?
It comes from the government mountain project, isn't it?
I need the name of the
knew you were
project.
gonna fucking say that.
And the address.
Yeah, the exact fucking address. I remember it was in the book as well.
Yep.
Raccoon
Is
City.
it like? It's not. I want to say it's like Blackstone Mountain or something. I don't know. Fucking yeah, Blackstone Mountain.
It was the Arrowhead project.
Arrowhead project. For fuck's sake.
Andy, in the film Bird Box, what is the most useful item for survival?
Oh, fucking blindfold.
That is correct.
Nice, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I've not seen that movie.
Well,
but
it's
I know the
closest
premise. I've seen
again.
so many
Right.
films. Yeah, I've seen the premise.
Right.
Yeah.
Ian, in the film Cabin in the Woods, what is the cursed item that they used to start the ritual?
It is a diary.
That is
which
correct.
Is the diary of the little girl who chopped her arm off.
Patience, something. Buckner or something.
Yeah, I think. It's,
Okay,
yeah,
that brings us to the end of that round. Andy scoring 4 points and Ian scoring 3 points.
Oof.
We now move into
Catching up.
round 4. Horror film quotes or taglines.
Okay.
I will list the quote or the tagline. You tell me the movie.
So this is like as in tagline of the
Of
on the
movie.
poster or something.
Yes,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or it's
Alright.
a quote from the movie.
Right.
Okay, let me just reposition myself. Whew. Andy, listen to them, children of the night. What music they make.
That would be Dracula.
That is correct.
Oh, I fucking love that movie.
Ian, don't blame the movies. The movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
Scream.
That is correct. Andy, this is no dream. This is really happening.
Shit. Rosemary's Baby.
That is
God,
correct.
that nearly went down the plug hole again then.
Man, that's a good one. You got that
Because
one.
as soon as you said this is no dream, before you even finished the sentence, my brain's like, no, it's Nightmare on Elm Street. It's got to be Nightmare on Elm Street.
Ian, it's not the house that's haunted. It's your son.
I've got like 3 possibles.
It's not the house that's haunted. It's your son.
Is it fucking? So obviously it's not Poltergeist because it's the fucking Carry On and
They're
Poltergeist.
That's why I'm going with like because it's a boy.
And I know it's not Sinister because that's the Ethan Hawke one, but is it the other one with the fucking? It's not The Conjuring, is it? It's fucking.
I think you're thinking of the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it's more present day.
Patrick Warburton.
Yeah, and
No,
but it's called not Malevolent.
You're so close.
I know. Shut the fuck up.
Definitely that one.
No, it's not The Conjuring, is it? Is it The Conjuring?
Incorrect.
Insidious.
It's Insidious.
It's Insidious.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Do you know the only reason that it's because it's the boy, it's the kid in it. That's
Yeah,
the
but
only-
I was trying to
You
think of the
were so
name,
close,
and
yeah.
all I could think was Sinister with fucking
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke, and I'm like, I know it's
no.
not that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Andy, be afraid. Be very afraid.
Fly.
That is
Fly.
correct. Ian, we've traced the call. It's coming from inside the house.
That's Black Christmas.
No, is it Slumber Party Massacre? Was it? What was it?
When a Stranger
Stranger
Calls
Calls.
from 1979. That was the first use of it.
Yeah.
Fuck! I was so close
You
with
were,
Black
you
Christmas
were,
because it's
you
the
were.
fucking same shit.
I know, exactly, yeah.
See, look.
Hey, I agree. He's fucking you up.
Andy, oh, you got a letter? I got ran over, Helen got her hair chopped off, and Julie gets a body in her trunk, and you got a letter? That's balanced.
you got a letter. I was like, Harry Potter?
I know. Yeah, I know this one. It's Will's Benson.
You know what? No.
You don't even know that.
No,
The
what is
chat's going mental at the moment.
No, I've no doubt.
It's
no.
Will's Benson.
I know what you did last summer.
I officially watched that one like over 20, like maybe 30 years ago. Jesus Christ.
The sequel was such bullshit.
Ian, I remember some horrible dream about smothering.
Alien.
Correct. Andy, trust is a tough thing to come by these days.
Oh.
Fucking hell.
Trust. It's a tough thing to come by these days.
Oh, fucking hell. No. Oh, wait. No, it's not that.
I think we might have a pass here.
I can't think of it now. Go on.
It's John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh, fucking idiot.
I know. I know. My brain was like, oh!
Do you know what's up? I watched it the other day.
That's
Fucking
why
watch
this
it.
one wasn't a question for you. Ian. I was like, let's just write again points.
Yeah, my brain was like, oh, he's gonna really fucking hurt himself when he finds out.
Ian,
Yes.
thrill me.
Christine.
Nope, it's Night of the Creeps.
Oh, shit, yeah, it is, isn't it? Fuck, yeah.
Andy, oh no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
That's Hellraiser.
That is Hellraiser.
That's Hellraiser.
Ian, we're born, we age, we die. The reverse never happens. None of this is true. Say goodbye to classical reality because our logic collapses on the subatomic level into ghosts and shadows. We're born, we age, we die. The reverse never happens. None of this is true. Say goodbye to classical reality because our logic collapses on the subatomic level into ghosts and shadows.
See, I want to say it's one, but my brain's telling me it's another, and I can't actually determine if it's one or the other. So I've got two choices.
I will go with your first answer.
Would you like a coin?
I'm going to say In the Mouth of Madness.
No.
It's Prince of Darkness.
It's Prince of
isn't it?
Darkness.
I fucking knew it! Fucking knew it! All I could see was Sam Neill doing this
Oh,
speech.
do you know
in
what?
the
I thought it was the
fucking-
last bit. I thought the last bit. Well, that's what I. Yeah,
I
that's what
kept seeing
thinking.
the Chinese man
Yeah.
from Prince of Darkness, but every now and again Sam Neill's doing this speech going, "It's not reality, it's not," and I'm like, "Fucker, cunt."
Jesus. Andy,
That's from Terrifier.
where we're going, we won't need eyes to see.
Oh, it's Event Horizon.
That is
Horizon.
correct. Ian, drink from me and live forever.
Well, that's is that Interview with a Vampire?
That is correct. That is Interview with the Vampire. Andy. Psychos do not explode when sunlight hits them. I don't give a fuck how crazy they are.
Dusk Till Dawn.
That is correct.
Technically, that's From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yep.
Hey, I gave you that bullshit answer this year. All right, calm down.
Ian,
Yeah.
send more paramedics.
Return of the Living Dead Part 1.
That is correct. Andy, when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
Dawn of the Dead.
That is correct.
Tip that one up.
Ian, hey, check this out. I found the ass end.
Oh, I know that one. It's one of my favourite movies. Check it out. I found the ass end.
Great, now you...
Chat's got it.
That was a fucking
Chat
spot on
has
impression.
It was.
Is it Tucker and Dale?
No.
No, it was Tremors.
You made it sound like it was the
You sound like Kevin Bacon, bitch.
fucking,
Yeah.
You didn't sound like Kevin Bacon. You sound like fucking Dale from fucking Tucker and Dale.
Hey, that might be it. College kids.
Yeah, fucking Trevor.
Officer,
Yeah,
we have had a
shit.
doozy of a day.
Andy, nobody trusts anybody now, and we're all very tired.
Fuck you. You didn't get me twice. The thing.
Yeah, I thought I tried.
Do you know? I swear, literally like 3 days ago, I watched it.
Ian, that's my mother you're pissing on.
That's my mother you're pissing on.
Yeah, that's the quote.
This is one of your favourite movies as well. In fact, do you know what? I'm going to go as far as say, actually, I think you introduced me to this movie.
Awesome.
That's my mother you're pissing on?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going through the list of movies in my head now. I'm trying to remember a movie where somebody pisses on the mother.
Let's give him 10 more seconds, folks.
Nope. Nope, go over
It's Brain Dead.
Brain
Aka
Dead.
Dead Alive.
Oh, fucking
That's
hell.
my mother you're pissing on.
That's right, yeah. It's been a while
Okay.
since I've gone back and watched that one.
That's the problem with some of them is like they've just been that long ago. That
So
I
long,
can't
yeah.
remember it. Yeah.
Ian scored 4 points there, and Andy scored 8 points in that round. Alrighty, we're moving into round 5. I'm going to read you the synopsis of the film. You tell me the film. Ian, we'll start with you.
Okay.
Mourning his dead child, a haunted Vietnam War veteran attempts to uncover his past while suffering from a severe case of dissociation. To do so, he must decipher reality and life from his own dreams, delusions, and perceptions of death.
Jacob's Ladder.
That is correct. Andy, a teenage boy and his friends face off against a mysterious grave robber who employs a lethal arsenal of unearthly weapons.
Phantasm.
That is correct. Ian, a mysterious man arrives at the offices of an FBI agent and recounts his childhood, how his religious fanatic father received visions telling him to destroy people who were in fact demons.
Is it Frailty?
That is correct.
Well done.
hell.
Well done. Good
I remember the film, I couldn't
Yeah.
remember the fucking title.
Andy, a routine military exercise turns into a nightmare in the Scottish wilderness.
Oh,
Dog
easy.
Soldiers.
That is correct.
Easy.
Ian, a radio host interprets the possible outbreak of a deadly virus, which infects the small Ontario town he is stationed in.
Pontypool.
That is correct.
Do you know, to be fair, until you said Ontario, I wouldn't have got that until you said Ontario.
Yeah.
Then I would have had a punt.
Andy,
Classic.
a man who specializes in debunking paranormal occurrences checks into the dolphin.
1408.
That is correct. Damn it.
That's it. I've almost done that twice, but I'm like, let him stick, let him talk. Let him talk.
And look, when you know them, they're easy.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Fair enough.
Ian, in 1945, immediately following the end of the Second World War, a woman who lives with her 2 photosensitive children on her darkened
The
old...
Others.
That's correct.
Knock this out.
I don't read Wikipedia for nothing.
Andy,
God, this is where it's going to come in handy, isn't it?
a bride's wedding night takes a sinister turn when her eccentric new in-laws force her to take part in a terrifying game.
Ooh.
Oh shit! I know the film and I don't know the fucking name of it.
I know the title and I've not seen it.
No. Oh fuck! I was thinking of the other one that's close to it. Do you know what's funny? It's like I haven't seen it, but it's been on so many like what culture lists and shit that I know.
It's got Gary's favourite girl in it.
Yeah. Is it? It's not red. Is it ready?
You would totally eat yogurt off of her.
Or not? That's one. No.
Gone off yogurt, you wouldn't give a fuck. She could be covered in paint and say,
"You're not helping. You're not helping." You know, the only one I can think of.
It's definitely not Drive. It's not Blade 2049.
Is it Ready or Not?
It's Ready or Not.
Oh, do you know what?
Well done.
There's that one. Is it Anna Taylor-Joy you're talking about?
No, Samara Weaving.
Samara Weaving.
They're also but then there's one with Margot Robbie that's similar. And they fucking look similar as well.
They do.
Yeah.
That's what I was struggling with.
I remember.
Do you know the only reason I picked Ready or Not is because it's on like the Netflix queue thing for
Really?
movies. But like I said, I've not seen it, but
it's definitely worth checking out. I really enjoyed it.
I will give that one a go.
Andy, last one here for you.
I just had one.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I've done them the wrong way around. So that one was for Ian. But so Ian,
I'll steal your point, bitch.
Okay, yeah. He's confused himself now.
He's just making he's just gonna make one up.
He's like, if I give this to him, he's going to totally get it.
After moving into a suburban home, a couple becomes increasingly disturbed by a nightly demonic presence.
Paranormal Activity.
That is correct.
1 to 7.
Last one, Andy. A couple tries to spice up their marriage in a remote lake house after the husband dies unexpectedly. The wife is left handcuffed to the bed frame and must fight to survive and break free.
Gerald's Game.
That is correct.
What? I've never heard of that film.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what's
great.
it? Oh mate, because that's the
Congratulations,
guys
you
from
all got each question right.
No,
5 for 5.
That's the guys that were in Fall of the House of Usher. It's a Stephen King
adaptation. Is yeah. Because you mentioned it earlier in the podcast. I was like, man, that's an easy point there.
It's actually there's an episode of House of Usher where it's like it's showing on the
really?
No, wait. I think they're actually watching Netflix.
Okay,
because they
and
flick
it's
past.
there.
They flick past some of like Mike Flanagan's stuff.
Other
as well.
work. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, now round 6. The film and who was it directed by? So I'm going to say the film and the year.
Okay.
You tell me who directed it.
Okay.
Andy, we're starting with you. Hellraiser, 1987.
Clive Barker.
Correct. Ian, Mandy from 2018.
Oh, it's fucking...
Oh, fuck. I wouldn't got this.
Fucking... thingy...
Yeah, it was thingy.
Something Kostanov? I don't know his first name. Like Pablo Kostanov or something.
Good pull.
I'm going to give you a point.
Yeah.
It was Panos Cosmatos.
I'll let you. Yeah.
It was a tough one, so yeah. Andy, who directed The Mist in 2007?
I ain't got a clue.
Okay, pass on that one.
Pass.
That was Frank Darabont.
Yeah,
Oh,
Frank
okay.
Darabont,
Right,
yeah.
Yep. Ian, who directed Dog Soldiers in 2002?
Ian Marshall?
Was that your final answer?
Yeah, I don't know what his first name is. Something Marshall.
I'll give you a half point. It was Neil Marshall.
Oh, fuck!
That's fair.
Andy, who directed The Lost Boys in 1987?
Watched this the other day as well. Joel Schumacher.
That is correct.
Nice.
Well, you remember when we liked him before he put nips on Batman? Yeah, it's good stuff.
I still like Nips on Batman.
Something wrong with you.
Who directed The Brood in 1979?
Oh yeah. No, it's not.
It's not Wes Craven, is
Oh,
it?
do you know what? I was going to say Wes Craven.
It's not Wes Craven. Is it Wes Craven?
Is that your answer?
I'm going to go with Wes Craven.
It was David Cronenberg.
Well, I'd have said Wes Craven as well, apparently.
Yeah.
So.
Andy, who directed Slither from 2006?
Oh shit. Oh, it's fucking James Gunn, isn't it?
That is correct.
Thingy's
Yeah.
in it. Rocker's
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You know that guy's in it. He's
Yeah,
always in it.
he's
Yeah.
always in it. Yeah.
Shit.
Who directed Doctor Sleep?
Oh, is it Mike Flanagan?
That's correct. His name pops up quite a
You know,
bit.
I've still not watched that. I would have only got that because of watching Finger.
Mr. Stealing from Stephen King.
Yeah, definitely.
Andy, who directed An American Werewolf in London from
I
1981?
watched that. I called you, didn't I? John Landis.
That is correct.
I called you the other day, didn't I? Because I was
Yeah.
like, dude, I just rewatched American Werewolf in London. He's like, it's great, innit? I was like, why have I only just realised what a fucking comedy it is? It's
Right.
so fucking funny.
Yes.
And it was because the start. Sorry to interrupt the quiz, but it's when Frank Oz comes into it, who like you see him in Trading Places, but then obviously with it being a bit later on, it's like he's toned down his voice from like the Muppets and stuff. But when he comes in and he's like, David's like freaking out because where is it? He's just died and stuff. He comes in, he's like, David, calm down. But it's just Fozzie Bear's voice. It's like I'm like wacka wacka. Like it was so fucking funny watching it, man.
I just found out that is it William Bromley or Bromford? Do you know that he made it?
Yeah, Wilfred Bromley,
He's an American Werewolf in London. I'm like, who was he in that film?
Is he one of the homeless men on the docks with the homeless guys?
Nice. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Alrighty, last one in this segment.
It's like, can we bump points up by just dropping random knowledge? Yeah.
Ian, who directed The Exorcist from 1973?
William Friedkin.
That is correct.
I don't know why I was going to say
Nice.
Peter Benton.
Andy scored 4 points. Ian, 3.5 there.
I want my half point. I want it.
Alrighty, horror quiz round 7. How many? Now this is a best guess. You both get to give an answer. If you get it exactly right, you'll get 2 points. If you're the closest, you'll just get 1 point.
Here's the comeback.
Here's the comeback, right.
Yeah.
So, how many horror films did George A. Romero direct? The first person to give an answer is your answer, and that's then your. You cannot. Second person cannot
so one of
say
us
the
gets
same
to be
number.
a dick.
How many horror movies?
This is all. How many horror movies did this director make?
I'm gonna say 9.
Right, I'll tell you what. I was just about to say, it's like, since I'm winning, I'll go first.
Okay.
But you went first, so.
Yeah, sorry.
And I was going to say 10. I'm going to say 10, because that's what I was going to say.
Andy gets the point.
How many
it
was
was
it?
13.
It was
Okay,
13.
Now, I'll just clarify here that
None of us were very
I've
good.
considered it horror if it's even thriller or anything remotely
Okay.
horror.
Right,
but if it's
right.
Even comedy horror
that's it.
counts as horror.
I was counting Colin. I was counting the Crazies.
Yes, yeah, all of those.
5,
but like the
6,
Knights
9, 11,
motorcycle one, not horror.
Right,
technically.
right.
So,
okay, yeah.
Okay, so the second one. How many horror films? And also, yes, they've got to be feature length, not commercials and not short films.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. How many horror films did Wes Craven direct?
Okay.
You can go first.
Yeah, I'll go first. I'm still counting.
Yeah. Probably one of the most prolific horror directors, successful horror directors ever.
It's like 18?
I'll take
I'm gonna
18
say
as your
18.
answer.
No, I don't think it's that many.
I think I've undershot it.
No,
A little bit.
I think you've overshot it, mate. Honestly, I'm thinking. I'm gonna say 8.
So we have 8, and Andy, you have
18.
18. The answer is 23.
Wow.
And point for Andy. Yeah,
Right,
exactly. One of the most prolific horror directors of our time with
That's
so
it.
many.
Well, I can't name all of them, but
Yeah.
I was trying to think in my head. Right, okay. Last House on the Left, Hills
You
Have
got the
Eyes,
Nightmare on Elm Street,
Shocker.
Two
He only
Nightmares.
he only
and
did
then
2
Scream.
Nightmares.
No, I know,
Two
but then like
Screams.
Scream as well.
He only did 1 Scream.
Did he?
He only did the first one.
Oh, I didn't. I thought he did the first 3.
Nah.
Oh,
He only
okay.
did the first one, and then he dropped them like he did with Nightmare on Elm Street to
Fair
all the
enough.
directors.
Alrighty, next director for us,
But
John
he did
Carpenter.
Piranha 2, didn't he?
How many
No, there's
horror movies did John Carpenter make? Direct.
I mean, did he direct?
So we're both on our...
Counting all the movies. So this is your best guess. Apparently Wes Craven did direct Scream 4 as well. So there we go.
Okay.
Considered a good one, actually. It was a good revive, especially after the crap fest that was 3.
3 was shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
So
I'm gonna say say 10 again. I think
We
that's
have
off my head.
10 for John Carpenter from Andy.
You may smash this on the nail, surely. Come on,
Yeah, that's
it's your,
fine.
it's your boy.
yeah, but I'm trying to pick out. Obviously, like you said, it's just
The
the horror and
non-horrors,
thrillers.
yeah. Take
So
out
I've
the
got to take out all the ones.
thrillers are concluded in as horror.
Right. All right. I'll say 11.
It's 12.
Oh,
So point for Ian on that one.
2 points for Ian on that one.
No, only if you nail it dead on. How many horror films did Sam Raimi direct? I'll go out on a limb and say crime thrillers have not counted. If it's crime and espionage and stuff like that.
This is the problem. All I've got on loop in my
So
head.
I'm just removing...
All I've got on loop in my head is take the fucking elephant.
Exactly. I've not considered that one.
Really?
I didn't consider that as a
it's
horror.
not horror. It's a superhero movie. And we're not considering...
Suppose.
No Spider-Mans.
No short films.
No short films.
Right.
Because Sam Raimi's got more short films than he has theatrical movies.
That's it.
Fucking... Alright. 4.
4 from Andy.
I was going to say 5.
The correct answer is 4. 2 points for Andy.
fucking really?
Yes,
4.
2 points.
First for Evil
That was a
Dead.
fucking guess, thank you.
First for Evil Dead and Drag Me to Hell.
That's right, yeah.
Do you know, that's the only one the one that I could legit think of. Was
I thought 5 because I went with Intruder because he was
Oh, then
in that
again, I didn't
not
consider... it's The Grudge, and I removed Army of Darkness as
one.
horror.
Nice, yeah.
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 How many
Oh,
horror
okay.
films
I
did
got lucky
David
then.
Cronenberg direct?
Oh. Including sci-fi horror? Not including
Yes,
sci-fi.
yeah. I mean, he dealt with a lot of body horror stuff,
I was
but
going to say, so like... What was that one with fucking James Woods and the fucking TV terror video?
I will say this is probably
Video
one of the
drama.
most
Fucking
subjective
terrible.
rounds, which is why it's best guess.
Yeah.
And best guess to my estimation of what
I'm
I
gonna-
consider that director's
I'll
horrors
say,
library.
I'm going
I mean-
with 6.
I mean, I was gonna say like 5 again. So I'll go with 5 because that's what I was going
The answer
for.
was 7, so 1 point for Ian on that one.
Oh, yeah.
How many horror films did Toby Hooper direct?
Oh, fuck.
Fucking hell, I've got no idea. I'm literally going to just give you an arbitrary number and say 7. So
No, I didn't consider Existence in horror. No, I did take that one out, so I'm just responding to chat there.
Yeah, because I
Going
was
back.
counting, does Existence count as a sci-fi horror? Because it's, I'm going to say,
For Toby Hooper, Ian, your answer?
2 seconds. I'm going to go with 4.
Andy?
like I said, 7, mate. But
7, okay. I have 14.
Oh,
So Andy
wow.
gets
All
1
right.
point on that one.
Well, we need to catch up on Toby Hooper's
yeah.
movies.
Mate, I was lost. That's what I said. It was an arbitrary number.
I was getting confused. Do you count Poltergeist or not? Because technically he directed it, but
Yeah.
then Spielberg got
Yeah.
involved. Like,
How many horror films did Dario Argento direct?
oh, fuck him. I'm going to say 6. I know there's probably more, but...
I was gonna say he did more than that.
No, I know he's done more.
Again,
I just can't name what the fuck they are, so it was a random
One of, again, a
number.
very prolific horror
And everybody
director.
loves
I'm
Dario
gonna say,
Argento,
well,
but-
I'll say like 14 then or something around. I'll say 14.
I have 17.
Oh,
So
there you
Andy,
go.
that is a
Oh,
point
nice.
for you.
A wide number, yeah.
I don't think I can name 14.
How many
Maybe
horror
10.
films did Terence Fisher direct? If you don't know Terence Fisher, he was Hammer House of Horror
Yeah,
director.
Oh, Jesus. How many Hammer House of Horror movies can you remember?
Well,
But how many were also directed by
I was
Terence
gonna
Fisher? So best
I
guess.
think it's in the teens again. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say 15.
Alright, if we're going that wide, I'll go 12.
The answer was 16. So point for Andy for being one
We've
off.
got to go higher. We've got to go higher.
know,
We've got to go higher. If you'd gone one higher, you'd have like.
I would have glad that, yeah.
How many horror films has Guillermo del Toro directed?
Oh shit,
Hmm.
that's got to be pretty high as well. And if you count like,
No.
well, I don't know.
Not
Actually,
many.
I don't know.
I
What you count as
removed
horror?
Shape of Water.
Yeah,
if
I
that's
wouldn't- I wouldn't count
an
that.
angle is what I went
Pan's
for.
Labyrinth.
Hellboy.
Pan's
and
Labyrinth I've
Hellboy
included.
and-
Hellboy not
counted.
included.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to
You
say...
included Pan's Labyrinth then?
Yeah, because
Okay.
that has, I think, more horror elements than
Fish hooks
Hellboy.
that motherfucker, didn't she? Like? Did he direct that last thing he did?
4.
Cabinet of Curiosities.
We have 4 from Ian.
Did he?
No,
I've not included anthology
that's
or
an
short.
Oh, he
anthology.
did, sorry, he did say
He
yeah.
only
yeah,
did
yeah.
one story in that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know that it's not. He had that one with. I'm going to say 3, actually. I'm going to go lower.
So we have 3 from Andy and 4 from Ian. I have 7.
Okay.
7 movies. So that's a point for Ian on that one.
I could only remember 4.
Last one. How many horror films did James Wan direct?
Oh, I don't know how many of the Conjurings he did. Now, Aquaman's pretty horrific. So
Yeah.
Not considering that a horror. It might be a horrible movie, but it ain't a horror.
Did he do all the Conjurings?
James Wan. He has probably executive produced more movies than...
That's what. This is the problem, isn't it?
There
Which
is
ones
no
did
one.
he direct?
I'm going to go 5.
5 from Andy.
Well, I might just go one more. See how it goes. I'll go 7.
Correct. It was 7. 2 points for Ian on that one. Ian loves his Aquaman director.
His name. So you did count Aquaman, didn't you? But the thing is, like, I think he's attached to so many
Did he
things.
direct
as well.
Megan?
No, I don't think so.
He didn't
No,
do
I don't think so.
and you didn't
Maybe he did, I don't know.
And he didn't do Upgrade. It was the other guy that did Upgrade, wasn't it?
That was,
Fucking
yeah,
Lee
Winnell.
Winnell.
Yeah, Lee Winnell.
But he did Malevolent, didn't he?
That's right, yeah.
And then
That's the
there's
one I
another-
couldn't think of.
You were going on about Conjuring, so I was just
Yeah.
like, well, I know there's 3 of them, and I know they must have done 2 Saw movies.
I didn't know if he did like the like
almost
any
went
of the
6.
spin-offs of the Conjuring as well, which was
Yeah.
about fucking.
And I was
none of
pretty
them.
sure, I was like, did he do The Nun? Did he?
Yeah, again,
you know?
that's the thing because you know his
Annabelle?
name's going to be all over
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know if he directed them, but yeah.
Alrighty. We are moving
Nice
into round 8.
Yep.
This is the first one to answer gets
shit.
2 points.
Okay.
What is the name of Neve Campbell's character in Scream?
Sidney Prescott.
Ah, you fucking
2
cunt.
points for Andy.
All right, Jesus. This is why you can't go on the chase so early.
In Jeepers Creepers, the creeper rises every
23 years.
That's a point each, surely.
2 points each.
Remember when we went to see the second one?
We know this.
What kind of allergy does Charlie have in Hereditary?
Traffic poles.
Now that's a bit harsh.
Good makeup. You know
Is
what?
it asthma?
I've not seen Hereditary.
Asthma.
No.
That's not really an allergy, is it? That's a
No.
condition.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I've not seen Hereditary.
We'll
I don't
take
know.
a guess. I've said
You
my
can take
answer
a guess.
is wrong. Take a
What?
guess. Pollen. I can't remember.
I know she's got a weird shaped head.
Peanut butter. Is it peanuts? Try peanuts.
Is it peanuts?
Is it D's nuts?
Is it these nuts? Yeah.
What is your answer, Ian?
These nuts.
I'll give you a point. It is a nut allergy.
Oh, she got nut allergy. Yeah.
In The Ring, how long do people...
7 days.
Correct. What year was the first Saw movie released?
2001.
Incorrect.
Oh, you just fucking reviewed them.
Really?
Okay, right. So it's probably around that. I mean, I'm just gonna fuck about with the last round. 2002.
Incorrect. It was 2004. Which actor appears in all of these horror movies? The Purge, Sinister.
Ethan
Ethan
Hawke.
Hawke. Fuck it.
Ian got it
Yeah,
first.
he did get it.
The last one was the
Do you know
phone
before
book.
you finished the first one, I nearly just said Kurt Russell. I was just gonna punt at Kurt Russell.
Yeah. The Losers Club reunites after how many years in It Chapter 2?
27.
Correct.
Nice.
Which film is credited as creating the genre of found footage horror movies?
Blair Witch Project.
Incorrect.
Cannibal Holocaust.
Correct.
Yes! Your heart sank when he said it correct, didn't it?
No, it sank when as soon as you said Cannibal Holocaust. I was like, oh no, of all the films.
Yeah.
I just had flashbacks to us
All the way
watching
back
it.
in 1980.
Oh my god. What a trauma.
What was the monster in the 1954 sci-fi horror film Them?
Ants.
Fuck it.
Ian was just
we
in.
get it. Just remember the kid at the start.
What is the name of the family whose tragedy the Amityville Horror is based on?
Is it the Matteo?
Incorrect.
Oh shit.
I ain't got a clue. Reynolds.
He was in the remake.
He was in the
Am I
remake.
close? They can have a point.
No.
No idea.
It was the DeFeo family.
Oh, it was a dis. It was a
You
dis
were
something.
close, yeah. Okay, let me just add up those points. Ian scored 9 points on that round.
Well done, mate.
Andy scored 8 points on that round. We are moving into the final round. These ones are worth 3 points each.
Okay.
Can we? What's the point so far? We got to know going into the final round. I'm
Okay.
about to make you do maths, and
You
like,
are,
you
so-
son of a bitch.
Yeah, just talk amongst yourselves.
No,
to the
you're right.
chat
It's all right.
room.
We'll just go to the last round. It's all right.
Well, this doesn't make me feel confident he's going to calculate it well at the end. He's having trouble
Yeah.
now.
It's a good point, actually.
Maths is not my strong suit, so I'll just make up some numbers.
Oh, it's like whose line's it anyway?
Ian's, yeah.
Oh, you got a million points for that answer. Like,
473.
Yeah, you just want
And
me
he's
in.
got 374.
Okay, so I'm going to say the name of the final girl.
Okay.
You tell me the movie that they're in.
is it the same as last round? Is it like we just shout the first
That's
one?
right, yep.
Okay.
First one to say it. Ellen Ripley.
Alien.
Correct.
Bastard.
It's like right there.
Jess Bradford. Jess Bradford.
Texas
Black,
Chainsaw Massacre.
Black Christmas.
Black Christmas is correct.
Oh, nice. Nice.
That was deep storage. Deep storage.
Marty Milkowski and Dana Polk.
Martin McCaskey and Dana Polk.
I'm trying to think of a film where two girls survived. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That new one. That shit. Where the two girls drive off in the Tesla.
Incorrect.
No.
I'll give you a lot of details then.
Marty and Dana.
Marty and Dana. Oh, fuck me. Jesus.
Elm Streets.
No. Marty and Dana, no. I don't know. For some reason, all I can think is Dead Snow. But it's not Dead Snow, is it?
That is
If
incorrect.
that was Dead Snow, that would have been immense.
Yeah.
They were the survivors of the cabin in the woods.
No, they bullshit. They don't.
They are the final girls.
They get crushed by a fucking godhand.
Now,
Still the finals.
Yeah, but arguably, one of them's like a dude. So one of the final girls is
Hey,
Sigourney Weaver's
Ash
character.
is still
surely.
considered a final girl. He fits the criteria.
They don't even survive. Bro, they don't even survive at the end.
They're still listed
fucking
as
knows
final
what
girls.
that is.
Yeah. Like, oh,
Trick question.
I was running it like, all right, who lived? Like,
Sarah Carter.
Sarah Carter.
A little bit of a toughie.
yeah, it's not a famous one, so.
It's not, but it's a very good film.
With a girl called Sarah Carter in it.
Yep.
Who may or may not die, depending on.
Yeah, I was going to say she might live based on this fucking shit.
She might get
Well,
to the
yeah,
end and then
some
before the
final
credits she
girls
fucking
die.
dies. I'll say Texas Chainsaw Massacre again.
Correct.
The Descent.
It is The Descent.
Oh,
Nicely done.
nice.
Okay.
Fucking guess. Total guess.
You guys going through horror movies.
I was
about
running
surviving.
No, but it's like when you said, to be fair, not give it away, but when you it's a really good one, I was like, man, The Descent's a good movie.
Yeah, right.
It's such a good
It's by
movie.
Ian Marshall, isn't it?
Well, it's like, I was trying to remember about sort of like,
Marshall
I was
twins.
like, wait, didn't two of them survive? And then I'm like, no, that was the fucking false ending. And
That's
then I was
right,
like,
yeah.
No way.
Technically, two of them do in the sequel. Because she comes back in the sequel.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually.
Ginny Field. Or Guinea Field. I'm not sure how you pronounce her name.
Ginger Snaps?
Incorrect.
God, that's a good pull. That's a good, that first one's a
Well,
really good film.
I thought the sister was called Guinea. But obviously not.
Was it again, Ginny?
Ginny Field. It's spelled with a G, so I think it's Guinea. It's been a minute since I've seen this one.
No, I can't fucking think. Ginny. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Incorrect. Ian, random guess?
Texas Chainsaw, I went with.
This was Friday the 13th, part 2.
Do you know what?
Oh,
I nearly said
fucking hell.
I nearly just said Friday the 13th. Phil would have been wrong, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laurie Strode.
Halloween.
Point for each.
You fucking drop that one like the Manchurian Candidate. Like,
Kirsty Cotton.
Oh, Hellraiser.
Correct.
oh, well done.
Sally Hardesty. Or Hardesty.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Correct.
Fuck her.
I knew I was going to get it.
Yeah, it's like, well, just say it for every answer. It's got to be in there.
I knew the girl was called Sally.
Nancy Thompson.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's
Nightmare on
not.
Elm Street. Yeah, it is. Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's
Nightmare on Elm Street 1.
All right.
Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1. Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? I was like hedging on the surname for some reason.
Yeah.
Nancy Thompson. And our very last final girl, final question of the quiz, Maxine Minx.
Maxine Minx.
Maxine
So
Minx.
she's the final girl.
Oh, X.
X is correct.
I haven't seen
Because
it.
that's a porn name.
It is.
That is the only reason I got it.
It's a poor name.
Alrighty, guys. Well, you just hang tight while I add up all of these points.
Richie, the winner is the chat. No
The
fucking
winner
doubt.
is the
winner
chat.
is the
Absolutely.
chat. I think you might have got it, mate.
People
I
been
think
pulling
you
their
may have
fucking
pulled it
hair out.
ahead with a
I think I
couple of
fucked you in that first round because, well, I didn't. He did.
Those
He
ones
fucked
were
you up in that.
fucking- Those ones were unimpressive.
Nancy Thompson. Why did the surname throw me off?
I don't know.
I don't know what I was thinking of fucking
And
surname.
immediately, as soon as he said Nancy,
I know.
all could
I
think
went
was
to say
Nightmare on
Nightmare on Elm Street.
And you
and
looked
then
at me and
someone
went,
called me back
it's
and I was
not.
like,
And I'm
wait a minute.
thinking, is he wrong? And my brain's like,
Carry
shit.
the one. Got it. Got it.
Oh shit.
I'm hoping I pull ahead with that half point.
Yeah. So if you beat me by
They
half,
both
like,
got 32, but he's got 32 and a half.
like no.
Oh man, that was good. Liked it.
Dun, 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 dun. Just waiting. Dun, 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 dun.
I have the results. We have a winner. There is a divide of maths points between them.
Okay.
The winner of the horror-themed quiz is Andy
Yay!
with 56 points, with
56.
Ian at 41 and a half.
Oh man,
What the half?
Congratulations, guys. You got so many more questions right than I actually would have guessed. Like that Rosemary's Baby one. It's like, you
Yeah.
gonna get that one. That Dracula quilt. You ain't gonna get
See, I
that
love
one.
how
the
this basically says,
Dracula
like, I was
one
trying
was-
to fuck you up. Like,
The Dracula one was well easy, but when he got the Rosemary Baby one, I was like, oh, I'm fucked here. 'Cause, you know, and then like that final one where my fucking Minx, I'm looking at him like, what? And he goes, X! It's fucking X! I'm like, man, I need to watch
you know
a few
what?
more
Again,
horror
no,
movies.
but that's the thing is like, I haven't seen that film.
Really?
Yeah, I just like that sounds like a porn name. What? And I was like, I know a film where they're like shooting a fucking porno in it. That's X, that was it.
You watch too much porn.
Well, I mean, I don't think anyone watches too little. To be fair,
None.
it's not like anyone's sort of like, you know,
Well.
you need to watch a bit more.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I just want to thank everyone for listening into this part of the
Yeah.
podcast. I hope you had fun playing along with the quiz at home. We're going to take a small break, but when we come back, we're going to be answering your questions.
More fucking questions.
More
That's all we're
questions.
doing.
Don't go anywhere. Take us away, Ian.
Oh, well, I was waiting for the intro, but here we are for the Q&A section. Today, Gary has given me the reins to read out all the questions. So I'm going to start with the Facebook ones first, and then we will go through all of the ones that we've got through the podcast. Thank you very much for everybody who has joined us for the live stream and dropped all the questions live on the podcast, and everybody who's put them on Facebook. Big shout out. So the first question comes from Pete Corey.
What up,
Pete? Will you guys...
You're confused as fuck right now, aren't you? Because normally he reads out and you
Yeah,
say
so
what
actually
Yeah, I know, that's why I
do that,
forgot
right,
my
So
bit.
everyone's freaking out. Okay,
Right,
cool.
I'll read the question and you guys will shout out the name so that's like
Right,
what we
alright,
do.
right,
okay,
right.
so the first question
It's only
comes
the
from
59th.
Pete Corey.
Hey,
What up, Pete?
Will you guys be
Seamless.
reviewing the Star Wars movies anytime soon? It'd be great to hear your views and opinions on all 9 films of the Skywalker saga.
Can I just review
think
3 of them?
Yeah,
and move on?
do you know what? If you listen to the podcast regularly, I think you've got the Star Wars review.
Yeah.
That's a good point, though. I mean, it's a seminal fucking.
Yeah, but what is
bit
there
of
left to
cinema,
say that hasn't been said other than,
Very
I guess,
little.
what we have on it, which
I
I,
mean,
guess is what
yeah,
you
but
want to
that's
hear.
what
Yeah, that's it. We followed the series pretty much all of our lives. We
Yeah.
would do it from the start with episode 1, leading all the way up to episode 9.
Yeah.
You know, the way the special effects would change, looking into the background, especially all the stuff you got with Empire and New Hope. You know, it's groundbreaking for its time. Yes, story-wise, acting-wise, all that put aside, with how much money they've thrown in it and how much they've lost over time, it's brilliant. I'd love to, but at the same time, we also a lot of the times
huge undertaking, isn't it?
Yeah,
really?
a lot of times our hands are tied because we're stuck with our not stuck. We love it. The Patreon priority list, which goes up and down, ebbs and flows of all these different movies, and so when we've absolutely fucking nothing to talk about, we might start with the Skywalker saga.
Yeah.
Boy, Empire and Rogue One are good, aren't they? There you go.
Obviously, Andy won't be joining us.
No, that's the segment. We'll just put that in every video. Hey, what do you think?
Just every time you start really ranting and it just tails off, it'll just be that popped up like, boy, Empire and Rogue One are really good. Right?
Okay, so next question's from George Smith.
Yo, George.
With the recent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reboot being very successful, is there any other Saturday morning cartoons you'd like to see revisited? I'd love to see Brave Star get a second chance.
Fucking
Cheers,
love
fellas.
Brave
Fist
Star.
bumps all
I
around.
don't even know it.
Oh, Brave
Brave
Star was like sci-fi cowboy.
Brave
Strength
Star,
of the bear.
Brave Star, speed of the puma,
I'm questioning
strength
my
of the
childhood
bear.
now. Eyes of the
Brave
fucking
Star. What's the
what
horse
the
called?
30-30.
20. What was it?
30-30,
30,
bitch.
30.
Mate, you already lost one quiz. Don't fucking. Yeah, you had the horse that fucking turned into like a upright fucking
yeah.
into a massive blunderbuss.
Yeah,
Damn.
I
cybernetic
swear this
parts
isn't a
and
fever
everything.
dream.
Right? I'm just like, I just slipped
Brave
from a different
Star was
reality.
fucking-
Clearly, you picked the best one in Brave Star. But actually, I'm just gonna go right out and say fucking Jason the Wheeled Warriors
Yeah.
for the soundtrack alone. Would
Do
be
you
amazing.
know, Mask
would
be great revisit, like a live action Mask.
I mean, they tried obviously with G.I. Joe.
They did.
And failed horrifically.
Yeah. Transformers as well. They kind of failed with that one. Turtles is really the only one they keep going back. And
Well, I mean, they didn't fail with Transformers for like they'll keep making them because they make money on.
yeah,
but,
true.
Give me more Ghostbusters. Give me the real Ghostbusters.
Real Ghostbusters.
Bike and Mice from Mars.
Extreme
Richie.
Ghostbusters.
Actually,
Bike and Mice from
Or
Mars.
Bike and Mice from Mars
Ghostbusters,
is
yeah.
coming back.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're doing something, and the other one as well from Saturday Morning Cartoons is they're doing a live action series of fucking gargoyles.
Nice.
Remember that one with Jonathan
Yeah,
Frakes in it?
Yeah.
They're releasing a remastered version on the Switch of the SNES game for Gargoyles.
Maybe not Saturday morning cartoon, but kind of after school like shows is Nightmare. I'd love a reboot of Nightmare.
Reboot of Nightmare.
we literally had a night at the house of Rick when we found it online.
Yeah,
and it
we
was-
just started
I was
watching
like,
episodes.
What are we doing tonight? Like, we're watching Nightmare like, for a long time.
The whole season.
Is anyone ever gonna make it? That fucking spider.
Man,
Nasty.
You know, I've always loved Mighty Max, and I've always loved the fact that Mighty Max is
Was
probably.
that? I had like all the little miniature,
the little
Yeah.
miniatures and
play
the kid would
sets,
have.
yeah.
It's the only cartoon Saturday series that I know of that actually ended on a downer because all of the people that he was heroes with, Max, died, and he had to actually go back through time to the start to try to redo his adventures to try to avoid the ending.
I honestly, I mean, I suppose the really easy answer as well is like you've got He-Man or you've got fucking Thundercats. How have we not?
I think
had a
He-Man's
Thundercats?
already rolling, and I think Thundercats is
Mate,
already in development.
Every year,
something
fucking
is
He-Man is like
Yeah.
on the way out or something like. But I mean, I'd love to see a Thundercats movie.
Yeah.
That'd be class.
Nice.
Cool. Great question.
Great question. Next question's from Phil Homer.
Yo,
What a
Phil.
Phil!
What do you guys think of the awesome Hatchet series? I've always thought it's everything the later Friday the 13th should have been.
I've seen a couple.
I've only seen the first one.
Victor Crowley is the.
That's it,
big
yeah.
bad, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it thingy in the? Who plays him in the first one? It's fucking...
It's
No.
not.
I was
Kane
going to say, I know
Hodder.
Wes,
don't think it's Kane Hodder.
No, it's
Robert
fucking,
Englund was in it.
It's Tyler Maine, I believe, plays
yeah,
him.
yeah.
And it had the lass that plays Harmony and Buffy and Angel was in the first one.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
I've seen the first and second one. They were all right. They were
Third
fun.
or something.
You know,
He's got a good look though as well.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
just
Fucking
living out
yeah.
in the swamps, in the woods. There's a legend about him. Anybody who gets too close to his home, he chops them up and kills
Yeah.
them. And it was fun.
It was a
but-
great callback to all the other slasher movies,
Yeah.
and it had gore and boobs and all the
Yeah,
ingredients
everything
that
you
it
wanted.
should have. Yeah.
Because we didn't have any Jason movies at that time, so
Yeah.
he was just a nice
But
replacement.
I think I was
Surprised there
already
aren't more,
watching all of the
actually.
Wrong Turn movies instead, so I kind of, I picked my maybe I chose the wrong one.
Do you know where it's going
You
back?
took the
It's like,
wrong
you know
turn.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, nice. you know, like how I ended up watching the first one, and this is how it's going back, is I watched the first Hatchet when Netflix was a DVD delivery service.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's right.
That's how old we are.
Yeah.
Competing with
Netflix.
Blockbuster.
And you didn't always get something that you chose, and that literally came from the door. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Hatchet.
I'm going to get back to the Hatchet films for sure. Yeah.
Nice. Next question's from David Allen Evans.
Sorry. Thank you. Sorry, Richie it was Kane Hodder.
Wow.
okay.
And Tyler Main as a cameo. I knew he was involved in
Yeah.
it. Do you know what in my head? I thought it was Kane Hodder.
Yeah.
Cool.
So next question's from David Allen Evans.
What's up, David?
Happy Halloween, chaps. I recently watched The Fabelmans recently. Good stuff. And what really struck me about it was thinking how if this film has been released 25 years ago, it would have been a huge movie that most people would have seen. Now it feels like such a throwback that movies like it nearly feel alien to me now. I guess this is the natural occurrence in how cinema changes, but was wondering if you guys have had a similar feeling, especially given the variety of films you review. Has the prominence of big spectacle movies made past cinema feel distant and alien?
All right, Scorsese. Well, for starters.
Well,
no, that is the argument, isn't it? A little bit. Not to simplify your point.
No, but the funny thing is, I've watched cinema evolve throughout my life, and even though I know a lot of people get pissy and shitty about films, and I do it. Like for example, with Terrifier. Terrifier, for an example, shows to me that horror is changing at a pace that sometimes I can't keep up with it. Films like X, films like Ready or Not, or some later Hatchet movies that I look at immediately and go, I don't want to watch that because I much prefer the old classics and things like that.
Sure.
But I also feel like if I don't take the chance to watch these newer films, and I don't, which really bugs me because this is the type of person I am missing out. Because I am missing out of how these people have taken pre-ideas that have happened and evolved them into something else. So like I was saying with Terrifier, yes, I personally don't like them, but there's an audience out there who love them so much that give the guy the money and the success to be able to say, hey, I made a fucking movie. I put it out there. A lot of people don't like it, but a lot of people do. And so don't feel bad if you feel that cinema is distancing away from you. But don't hate on other people if they're
Along that ride.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Has the prominence of big spectacle movies made past cinema feel distant and alien?
I'm sorry.
Fucking pricks. The only fucking sober one here, for fuck's sake. If I'm in fucking charge, we're all fucked.
You know, alcohol goes right to my head.
Should go to your liver, you fucking prick. But coming from somebody
It
who
was a really good question.
coming to somebody like you, Gary, who tries to keep up with everything.
I'm along for the ride no matter what. Yeah, and it's for me, it's just that the fact that the writing's just been bad across the board for so much stuff. That I'm a big fan of a singular writer on a project that is passionate about the story that they want to tell. And so even if the film's bad, I kind of get to enjoy that. So throughout cinema, for me, it's the case when there's too many writers with too many ideas and the project itself just falls apart. So,
I mean, I think he makes a good point about the whole thing of the big spectacle movies, because we have seen, look, for the last few years, it's a
they're
really
fun.
easy. No, but it's a really easy thing to see is that the superhero genre is probably the best example.
Absolutely.
And there's certainly been a lot of fatigue lately, since sort of like the post Endgame era, but like you said, it's just like it just all fits within cinema. It's sort of look, you might be the type of person that only likes a certain type of movie. That's absolutely fine. Sometimes you might be the type of person, like I'm one of those people that's kind of like the broad spectrum, where I'm like, you know what, sometimes I just want to turn my brain off and watch something stupid. Look, I'll fucking sit here and rag on like the Fast and Furious movies, totally. But I absolutely understand why people are like, hey, we're going to go watch the new Fast and Furious this weekend. It's like, yeah, man.
It's complete escapism. Absolutely.
Make
Power
it an
fantasy,
event,
fast cars.
Do you know what? I sat with my wife and my daughter, and I watched that Haunted Mansion, whatever it is that Disney put out the other day. not exactly. I'm never going to be sat at home and be like, oh, I fancy watching Haunted Mansion right now or something like that. But you know what? Like, I threw the popcorn on and I sat in between them and I cuddled up with my girls and I watched the movie and it was a great.
That's
night.
great. Yeah,
that's,
you know what I mean?
that's a lot of the time. It's the experience more so than actually.
But also, again, with your point, it's like I think that more people should broaden their horizons on the movies that they watch and support some of these other things. So I mean, what is the new Scorsese one that's just come out?
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Thank you, well done. So yeah, like, okay, let's all go see the fucking dopey Silent Night movie at Christmas where the dude with no voice goes around and slaughters the Mexican gang. Great fun. But let's also go and see the fucking, like, you know, the movie that someone
historical movie about
that sat down and
Indian
fucking
people
I mean,
being
like, dude, like.
Oh, he didn't write it. That's based on a true story.
No, but yeah, exactly. Yeah. But what I'm saying, I mean, like, Oppenheimer is going to fucking fall on my top 10, I would have thought. Because it's fucking amazing. Yeah. But I don't want to watch it every day.
No.
Exactly, yeah.
Next question is from Natalie Hobart.
Oh, these are always good, Natalie. Oh, come on. I'm expecting something amazing.
I'm not sure I can top my squirrel assassin question, but challenge accepted. Let me think. Hello, my kittens. Hope you are all well. With Halloween just around the corner, I'm asking a fairly sensible question. What terrified you as a child? Like many, I was traumatized by the Charlie Says adverts. Charlie Says, don't cross the road. I didn't like the mad, starey cat meow eyes of the child.
What was with the fucking fish carcass he was always eating?
Cats like fish. But I hated the way the cat's head would roll around maniacally. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, Natalie.
Happy Halloween, girl. Jesus.
I'll tell you the things that terrified me as a child. It was the dancers, not dance.
Company of Wolves.
Not dance. Company of Wolves. Thank you. Company of Wolves. That was the first sort of transformation scene. Of course, I'd already been, knew Murder She Wrote, and Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. So seeing that lady get brutally killed in that film.
You were saying Murder She Wrote scared.
Why is this woman?
No, you were like, why is this woman traveling the country killing people and no one can work this out?
Right. But yeah, that film, I saw that at a very young age. So it's maybe one of the reasons why I love the werewolf genre so much, because I'm not scared of werewolves or anything like that now, but I always used to think that the werewolf guy was sort of waiting in the hallway. So if I woke up in the middle of the night and needed to go to the bathroom, he'd be in the hallway to get me. So yeah, that was the first thing that I remember is from my childhood that scared me.
I mean, I think I've said it before. Like my sister, my eldest sister, made me watch Nightmare on Elm Street when I was like way too young, and I think that sparked like 5-6 years of me being perpetually scared of Freddy Krueger. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But do you know what one that came up recently is one? Like I said to you, I watched American Werewolf in London.
Yeah.
And I phoned you and I was like, dude, I didn't realize this was a comedy. Why did I not realize this was a comedy? And it's because when I watched that when I was really young, that fucking transformation scene fucks my day up.
It's also because the scene with them out on the moors, when the werewolf's circling them.
Yeah, and that's
really
and it's recognisable because we've got those.
Yes.
We've got moors and stuff. All of the dream sequences, with the fucking Nazi werewolves and stuff like that. That wasn't too bad, but that transformation, that absolutely broke me when I was a kid, I've got to admit. And it was so funny, is revisiting recently, going like, what the fuck was I like? I really didn't take in the rest of the movie, did I? But,
see, I mean, the first time I watched that film, me and my brother, we thought it was a horror movie until the wolf escapes the porno theater and goes on a spree around, like, was it Piccadilly?
Trafalgar Square.
Trafalgar Square, that's right. And me and my brother were in hysterics laughing. And, like, we didn't kind of know it was a comedy film, really, until I was got much older. But I was like, part of me always knew it was a comedy, though.
It's funny, it's like being older as well, watching it when you've, say, driven around London in Trafalgar Square. You're like, that fucking wolf would have got run over.
No
two ways about it, that wolf was dead.
See, when I was younger, my mum used TV as a babysitter a lot. When you're growing up in the 80s, it's just like, here's the TV, you sit down. And so you flicked through and you were watching fucking whatever. But realistically, one of the things that kind of traumatized me a lot, and I've been thinking about it recently with a lot of the stuff that's been going on in the news, was do you remember the Lockerbie bombing with the 747 in the field? That half of that plane. That image always stuck me because I remember like coming down the stairs to have breakfast before going to school and seeing that in a field, and it just blew my fucking mind that at any point, Like, this is probably why I've never really gone on planes to travel anywhere, because I'm like, fuck that shit, you know? People are like, you scared of Final Destination? I'm like, no, I'm scared of fucking bombers with fucking shoes, like shit. But film-wise...
Bombers with shoes.
Film-wise, two major things that scared me. And I tried to watch a lot as a kid just to kind of desensitize myself. But the sequence at the beginning of Children of the Corn, where they attack the cafe, and you get the sequence where they're forcing the guy's hand into the fucking mixer with the blades. Now, you don't really see it. I've watched that sequence a lot as I've gotten older. But as a kid, watching his hand go in there, and Zachariah or Elijah or whatever his name is, standing outside watching them all murder those people, fucking terrified the shit out of me, because I'm just like, yo, this shit can happen. Same with American Werewolf. I tried to watch that as a kid, and when the wolf attacks him and he's just screaming on the ground, David, help me, you know, and he's fucking screaming.
And he fucking legs it.
I turned that fucking film off, ejected it, and threw the videotape across the room because it fucking traumatized me.
Just a fact check. Yeah, it was Piccadilly Circus. Yeah, I thought it was, but I almost said it, but I was like, I'm probably wrong.
So great question, Natalie.
Yeah, awesome.
Awesome as always.
Next question is from Harvard Ryan.
Yeah,
What's up, Harvard?
Which movie made you a horror movie fan? For me, it was Evil Dead 2 at the age of 6.
Evil Dead 1 for me. That was absolutely... I'd shown that movie to all my friends. I invited them around for film nights. Like, you got to watch this film. You got to watch this film. Eventually, I lent it out to a friend, my original VHS, and it never came back.
Never came back.
Sucks, because I loved that VHS, because it had the old sort of like animated art cover of his sister on the front. Oh my god!
Your sister Cheryl.
Exactly. Yeah, Cheryl. Oh god. Can't wait.
Like I said, I was watching a lot of horror movies, but the one movie that made me a massive fan of horror had to have been Dawn of the Dead.
Nice. Yeah.
You know, the first time I ever watched it, it was recorded on BBC Two. And like I said, my mum was had this thing of...
It's my first zombie film as well.
Yeah. My mum was working a lot, so she'd leave me at home to watch films. But the one place that she was working, she actually recorded Dawn of the Dead for me on VHS. Came back the next morning because she was working nights. And she was like, you like horror movies? I recorded this last night. And I watched Dawn of the Dead. And I was just like, holy motherfucking shit.
My dad did the same thing for me. Recorded this last night. Missed the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So it starts with them at the pier. And I was just like, oh.
Oh, no. I remember the sequence where it just started and she's against the red wall. And I thought, you know, oh, they've missed the credit sequence.
Right.
Like, she must have misrecorded it. And you're just watching it all the way through to that final moment where the music kicks in. And you're like... Am I supposed to have a good time with the do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do? Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Well, I mean, apart from being traumatized by fucking
Nightmare on Elm Street.
You know, the first one, I'm going to sound like a right fucking hipster when I give you this answer, but it's technically the Queen video for, was it Under Pressure, that shows Nosferatu in it?
Oh,
I remember watching that as a kid.
Yeah.
And going like, what the fuck is that? And then, like, again, one of my sisters sort of like explaining the movie and then showing me the movie.
That's cool.
And watching Nosferatu.
Yeah.
I fucking love that film, man.
Nice.
Great question.
Next question's from Dean Bennett.
Yo, Dean.
Well, Dean.
I know this is probably too late, but for next time maybe. Have you guys watched the old Hammer Horrors? One of the first horror movies I ever saw as a kid was The Creeping Flesh. Awesome movies.
I've not seen The Creeping Flesh. No.
Saw a lot of Hammer horror movies on ITV and BBC One late Friday nights.
Frankenstein. I've seen 2 of the Mummy films. I've seen a bunch of the Dracula films. Seen the Wolfman movies.
The cool thing is there's a channel on Sky or a Freeview at the moment. It's called Legend. Channel 148 on Sky. I don't know what it is on anything else. But every Sunday night, 9 o'clock now, they do Vintage Vault, which are old Hammer horror movies. Me and Linda, we watched half of was it Night of the Zombies or something? Some Hammer horror movie where this guy's just made the dead come back to life. This girl was strangled and she's killed and got blood all over her. And he does an autopsy and he's just like, I still can't work out how she died. I'm like, the blood? Like, where'd the blood come from, dude?
Yeah. I have to say, I watched a bunch of those horror movies growing up. They were part of my formative years of understanding who these legends of horror cinema are. But like as I got into my teen years, a lot of the Hammer horror films kind of disappointed me because I was already watching films like Evil Dead, and, and The Blob and The Fly, and there was all these special effects.
Yeah.
Which is, if you've watched me in the film reviews, I love my special effects. And so I kind of very so much distance myself from the Hammer horror films. Although when I do rewatch the Hammer films, you can't help but feel the atmosphere that they created with the shadows, with the sets, with the lighting. And the delivery of some of those actors is absolutely timeless. So, some of those films are going to be coming up to... 100 years old at some point.
Like Nosferatu's is at its fucking centennial, hasn't it? I mean,
exactly.
I had like a gap, because I remember watching a load of them when I was quite young, like especially the Frankenstein movies, the Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff movies, and all that stuff. But then again, same, went through like trolling like the 80s movies in the video store and stuff like that.
Yeah. But
then I did revisit a fair few of them. I guess in like my 20s and stuff like that. I watched a few of them when we were all together.
Because
they were just available online. Now, ironically, there's like a couple of box sets on Amazon in one of my wish lists. It's like a 4K restoration of like, it's probably like 20 fucking movies.
That's cool.
And the only reason it's like £100 a set, and I keep going like, if they ever drop them down in like about £50 a set, I'll probably buy them both, and I'll binge the shit out of them. But to be fair, I really love them.
I think the best
Hammer
horror...
They're really special.
They are really
the best
special
Hammer
movies.
horror movies.
And they're a great universe that they haven't been able to fucking get off the ground again.
Yeah, but the best Hammer horror movies, I think, do have either Cushing or Lee in them.
Without a doubt.
Because they hold the screen. I like I said, when me and Linda have watched a few on this channel, I always find it so impressive that they film at night out in woods and stuff. And so what I'm thinking is, man, they don't have the crew, they don't have the lights fixtures, they literally have a woman in like an olden maiden style dress running through the woods, trying to be scared, while the camera's on. You can't see shit, but at the same time, like I said, builds up the atmosphere.
Christopher Lee just stares down the fucking camera and you're sold.
Yeah. Nice. Next question's from Nick Luisi.
Yeah, Nick.
Happy Hallow Scream Brohams. Looks like we may actually get some semblance of a fall this spooky season down here in sunny Florida. We'll call this question It's a Bonus Time, and guess who's the bonus? What is the craziest bonus feature you've ever seen on a DVD/Blu-ray? For context, the most unexpected special feature I have ever seen was on the DVD of Wonderland, the movie about the John Holmes murders, where they actually showed the video of the police walking through the grisly crime scene footage before the bodies were moved, though very thankfully covered with a sheet. I'm all for true crime, but that was a bit much. Anyhow, cheers, my dudes. Fist bump.
Okay, what was the name? Oh, Cabin Fever.
Yeah, I love that film.
Okay, so on the DVD is this fucking weird animated things called The Rotten Fruit.
Right.
Do you remember that?
And
we watched I remember it, but I don't remember
it. It's like this weird sort of like plasticine style, like stop motion animation of like these
rotting
fruit. Like there's an orgy at one point of fucking the bananas like jizzing all over everything and stuff like that. That was kind of fucked up.
I don't know. What was the question about the most messed up or the most surprising?
The most unexpected special feature.
The most unexpected special feature. Okay.
For me,
I'm going to keep it light and go with Bubba Hotep and Bruce Campbell doing an Elvis Presley commentary track. Where he's just sat there eating crisp right at the start.
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
I was going to go with John Carpenter and Kurt Russell doing talkovers of them.
Nice. Yeah, those two are great, listening to them talk. I also want to go with one of the, I think it was Final Destination 3, where I think it had a, like, pick your own kind of how do they die.
Oh,
and I think one of those also had, like, a how do you die? You answer a bunch of questions, and it gives you a time and a date and a ticking clock.
Jesus
so when you're going to die. You're like,
fuck that.
Oh, my God.
Nice.
Those are the first ones that came to mind.
Next question is from Simon Linsell.
Yo, Simon.
What was the first horror film you ever saw? Mine was Frankenstein vs. the Wolfman, part of the BBC Two double bills they used to show. Love the channel, by the way. Enthusiasm, knowledge, and great presenting. Keep it up. Fist bumps.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, like I said, I think I think one of the first ones I actually really ever saw possibly could have been Jaws, because for years I had images in my head of the shark not only coming out onto the boat, but it was fucking huge and swallowed half the boat. And when I was a kid, I would go to a beach, stand in the shallows of the water when my mum was telling me to go and have a swim. And I'm telling you, I shit you not, I would close my eyes and imagine something was looking back at me. That would freak me the fuck out.
I definitely saw Jaws at a very young age as well.
Yeah, other than watching Nosferatu, like I said, like Jaws is probably one of my earliest ones for sure.
Earliest memories for me is probably going to be the Blob remake and The Burning with Cropsey with his shears, giant freaking shears.
Yeah.
Cropsey. Those are my earliest horror movies that I remember seeing.
Okay, next question's from Mick McCool.
Yo, Mick.
Best film from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. You can only pick one from each decade.
Alien.
Aliens. 100%.
Alien and Alien 3.
No, from the 90s.
Terminator 2.
Oh, nice.
Was it best movie or
best
best
film from the 70s,
best
80s, and
okay,
90s?
Best 90s.
You can only pick one from each decade.
Fuck it, I'm keeping Terminator 2.
Yeah, it's great. That's a great shout. I'm not going Alien 3 though. I fucking love it. When was Blade Runner?
So
82.
That was 80s, right? 80s, I'm still taking Aliens.
Well, no, 80s. I'm going to say Trading Places.
Nice.
I fucking love that movie.
But Dan Aykroyd,
yeah, mate. It's coming up soon, Christmas Eve. Done.
Nice. I'm struggling for a 90s movie though.
I'll be really sneaky. I'll say
Point Break's a good call for 90s actually.
78 Halloween, 82 The Thing, and 90. I want to say
Ghost of Mars.
I was going to say In the Mouth of Madness.
You know what? I was going to say In the Mouth of Madness too for some reason, but you know what? I'm just going to go Aliens, Alien 3. Like, fuck it. Fuck it. I love Alien. It's done.
Yeah. Nice. Cheers for the question, Mick.
Good question.
Josh Del Monte had the question, what's the scariest film you've ever seen? But I think we've already covered that one with Children of the Corn, Jaws, American Werewolf in London that we've just been talking about. But like,
I don't know,
scariest film you've
Blair
ever
Witch
seen?
for me. Blair Witch, because I watched it on my own in a student accommodation that had more than 30 empty rooms, 4 empty laundries, a giant empty, common room. I was in that place by myself and I needed a piss, and the toilet was down a corridor past like 15 dorm rooms. Ooh. And I ran all the way down there and ran all the way back.
Pissed all on the carpet as he ran down.
I was 17 when that film came out. And say what you say about the film, it got under my skin.
No, fair one.
Actually, that's a good point. The scariest film you've ever seen, I would honestly also say Pulse, the original Japanese Pulse.
Yeah, very effective. Very, very effective
film. I watched that thinking I could easily get through it because I'd seen Grudge and Ring and all that kind of stuff. And then when you watch that woman ghost move and the way she kind of just... Oh, it's so fucked up. It freaks me the fuck out.
One of the scariest images for me ever in a film as well, though, is from Pet Sematary. It's her sister who's in the bed, Zelda. Yeah. The way her spine's all contorted and the way she moves and looks. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That image terrified me as a kid.
Man, I remember when that first It movie fucked me up. That scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. Which part was it? Just Pennywise itself, or
mate, when he
his manifestations,
you know when he came out of the fucking drain.
Oh yeah,
that one.
Yeah,
because the way the way it all contorts, because it's all like negative Ghost Rider.
And the last Facebook question comes from Ross Monroe.
Yeah, Ross.
Who was the third man on the grassy knoll? Was it Bigfoot?
No, it was Dave Lister.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say as well. It was Dave Lister.
That is the answer. Yeah,
John
Dave
F.
Lister.
Kennedy.
We saw it happen.
And Rimmer.
Why you're confused? Yeah, it was David Lister.
Everybody knows that. Yeah.
Well, no, sorry, we fucked it up. No, it was JFK himself, wasn't it?
Yeah, JFK himself.
That's right. He assassinated himself. To complete the paradox.
Yeah, complete paradox. All over a curry. So nice. Thank you for the Facebook questions. Now on to the podcast ones. Okay. Right, can I read this without my glasses?
Do you want me? I can take it if you want to. Yeah.
This is from... Is that...
Dude, you're hurting your eyes squinting like that. Fucking let him do it.
No, I've got it. Right. The podcast question is from Matt Midgley, 1984.
Yeah, what up, Matt?
You know who this question is for, Gary. So, Iain and Andy, let's say The Rock will return at WrestleMania 40 to face Roman. If so, how would you book Roman and fill the time before then? Well, Andy and I were discussing this on the way.
He takes like 12 weeks off, doesn't he?
We were contemplating actually Roman needs to lose the title to Cody and possibly just face Rock on his own.
Okay, so honestly, what I would do is if they've got The Rock locked in for WrestleMania 40 and it's 2 nights, I would literally have Roman defend the title against The Rock on night 1.
Oh, nice.
Obviously retain, because regardless he has to retain. And
The Rock's going to go back to working
exactly.
anyway.
And then on night 2, if he's going to drop it to Cody, I would have Cody win the Rumble. Sorry, excuse me. No, that's not true. I would have Cody win the Elimination Chamber in order to get the title shot at WrestleMania.
Why wouldn't he get the title shot from Royal Rumble?
He won't win the Rumble twice in a row. I'd have LA Knight win the Rumble.
That's true, yes, he can.
And LA Knight can go for the World Heavyweight
Unless
Championship. But saying that to what he's saying is, what do you do with Roman in the meantime? So obviously Roman's going to face LA Knight at Crown Jewel, so you have him defend and retain it there.
Yeah.
War Games is
It'll
easy.
Be
You get that.
versus
you get that out of the way, so he doesn't have to defend. Really, all you need to do is have him defend that title at the Rumble.
Maybe against main event. Jay.
I would have because you want to build Jay and Jimmy for a WrestleMania match against each other.
Right,
So-
but you do that
so-
by you have main event face him, but then the brother intercedes and.
No, I wouldn't have Jay face him anymore. I think he's done that, and I think they've done that enough. And Jay's already beaten him because he pinned
so
him at
who's
Money
he
in the
going to
Bank.
face at the Rumble?
He's going to face Randy Orton when he comes back at Survivor Series. So Randy Orton comes back, interferes or fucks up in some way in the Bloodline at War Games.
Nice.
So draws the ire of Roman there.
Yeah.
And then Roman has to defend against Randy.
Nice. Yeah.
Because Randy's like top guy, he just slots straight into that.
See, now at the same time, I would have Cody go back into the Rumble and possibly do the
Shawn Michaels thing,
the Brett Lex ending.
No. I would
Over.
have him do. You remember when Shawn wanted to face the Undertaker? So he was like, the way I'm going to do it, because you're world champion, is I'm going to win the Rumble, so now I can fight you at WrestleMania 26.
Yeah.
So I would have Cody doing the whole, I'm going to finish the story, and then when he's eliminated in like the final, like 5, 4, 3, whatever, he has that like, oh my god, I fucked it up. But obviously, then he's going to get another shot at the Elimination Chamber. So yeah, I wouldn't have it, because it's almost like too obvious if you have it coming down to him and someone else.
But you won't get a title shot from Elimination Chamber.
Because there's two titles now. That's what you do.
Right, okay.
You go. You have Raw is the someone.
We've lost Gary, by the way. We've lost.
Triple H.
That's what I was
Triple
thinking.
H.
That's what I was thinking. It's a mind reader.
So Roman fights Triple H.
Roman fights Triple H for 6 months straight.
I know who they are.
No.
Just to follow up, if you do have a question for the podcast, make sure you use the channel points on the down below. Make sure we can see your question.
Sorry, you can't add to us. If you've got no points, you'll have to save them up for next time and watch Gary stream on Twitch. Okay, next question is from Matthias somehow.
Yeah,
Matthias. Matthias. Just watched The Burning for the first time you ever seen it.
Nope.
Hell yeah!
Hell yes.
It's one of my favourite memories as a child.
It's not great.
It was the first time I ever saw boobies on film. It's also the first time I ever saw anybody get burned alive on film. It's also the first time I saw people lose their fingers to a giant pair of shears on film.
Oh, they don't bury the lead then with the title.
Man, there's this whole bit where they find a canoe, they ride up to the canoe, and they're like,
pops up.
and he just pops out of nowhere and starts chopping people out.
I forever got that image because it's silhouetted, isn't it? He's just a big silhouette.
Yeah.
He reaches up in the shears,
And you're like, where the fuck was he? Because you get wide shots of the river. There's no way he could have been underwater that whole time. And he's not even like magical or anything. He's fucking.
No, he's just he was a guy who was horribly burnt as a prank in the beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Gotta be Kane.
I haven't watched it in maybe 20 years now, but I know it's just had a massive re-release. I think it's got a 4K print and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe it's one I should return to. But yeah, fond childhood memories of that film. But yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cheers, Matthias.
Next question is from Rio Quinn.
What up, Dave?
What up, Dave?
Yo.
After loving Fast X and Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, was wondering if there was a franchise you didn't overly care about, but you ended up really loving a sequel in.
I mean, I wasn't fussed about the Mission Impossibles, and there's a couple of good flicks in there.
Yeah, I didn't like the first two movies.
I did.
The first one I've always
got
loved,
a good couple.
But I liked 3, 4, and 5. Yeah.
Um,
But I'm trying to think if there's some others.
Do you know what? I still maintain that I enjoyed one of those Transformers movies that's got Stanley Tucci in.
Oh, that'd be like 3 or 4.
Not the one where he plays Merlin, but the one where he's like he's the executive in there, you know, where he's
and
he's like the tech company.
Is it Age? I think it's Age of Extinction.
Probably.
With the
It's one of the ones
Dinobots
with fucking
that
Marky
turned up.
Yeah,
Marky Mark turns up in it.
Yeah, that one's not too bad.
See, that's the problem. Once I get hooked onto the first one of the franchise, I'm in it till the end. If it loses me halfway through, I'm out. Like Scream 3. I have not returned to the Scream franchise after Scream 3.
That's fair, yeah. I mean, Scream 3 was so bad, I was
like, fuck this series. But then again, like I said, on the Saw series, the first one, it got me so hooked. I was just like, I'll just keep eating these up. And even though people kept telling me to turn away.
I'm legit going to pee because I'm going to
Right, okay.
I am.
He's getting up to pee halfway through the podcast.
I am.
It's rare that it happens, but it does happen.
I'm in my 40s. If I need to pee, I'm peeing.
He's got an old man bladder. Ha ha ha. Next time, I'm going to drink all the way through and just sit here just peeing into a bowl. So.
Well, that was plan B.
So Andy loves the fucking the Pitch Perfect trilogy series, doesn't he?
I heard it was the High School Musicals.
He loves the High School Musicals as well. He said that before he left. High School Musical 2 is possibly his favourite. He's a real big Zac Efron fan. It's what got him hooked on Glee all that time.
Yeah, I mean, has he got tickets to go see Taylor Swift as well?
Tickets, mate. Well? He's been to see it, and then he's gone back to take his daughter, who doesn't want to go see it, and he's like, Jessica, you got to see Taylor Swift. She's so fucking awesome. He's such a Swiftie. Nah, we're only messing. No franchise.
Usually if a franchise burns me out, I don't usually go back.
No.
The only one I can think of is the Mission Impossibles, because I said I've watched them all except the most recent one.
Yeah.
But I didn't like the first two, but kept with it, and then really enjoyed the latter ones.
Yeah. So.
I'm kind of. But I'd also say, like, I didn't like the first Fast and Furious film, but I liked the Tokyo Drift one.
I've always liked
because
Tokyo
that was
Drift.
like a side-call movie. It was wasn't really totally tied in.
I haven't gone back to them since
I
we
stopped
did our
watching
reviews.
after the first 6 because then I didn't need to watch anymore.
That's the problem with a lot of franchises, especially a lot of sequels. I've said this a number of times, especially as I get older. The formula just becomes so basic that they are just literally copy and pasting everything they did in the last one into the newest one. So if you know what you're getting into, you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
If you sit there and go,
move your mic. Fuck it.
Maybe I should watch Fast 4. I've never watched the first 3. Then you're really just dumping straight into the deep end. Well, we're telling them the truth. You love Taylor Swift and High School Musical.
Pitch Perfect ain't bad.
I mean, Hellraiser did burn me out,
Anna
but
Kendrick.
like I'd enjoyed the first ones, so it wasn't like the sequels that brought me back.
No.
Do you know what a random one is? Again, because it's like I have no interest in watching it. But Donna really liked it because she's read all the books. It's those Percy Jackson movies, and I watched I was like, you know what, this is fun. This is alright.
Yeah, the first 2 Percy Jackson movies are alright. Yeah.
Same with also the other ones, the other book series, Hunger Games.
Sure, yeah.
A couple of them are alright.
Yeah.
We're gonna go watch the new one when that comes out next month.
Yeah.
But that's it. There's no franchise that you're like, oh, I wasn't really excited to watch that, but once I got into it, it was amazing.
I mean, like
normally
the
a franchise.
I mean, just to answer the question, like for a sequel, then there's.
I have an answer.
Yeah.
Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I've always said I absolutely love that movie, and I didn't really care at all about the first few movies.
Well, that was
that one. I was like,
that was the change. That was the flip where it wasn't specifically a kids movie.
Exactly.
Anymore.
Yeah. So there you go. And I didn't really. I mean, I've watched them all, but I haven't watched the Percy Jackson stuff. But yeah, that was a solid sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Cool. Next question. Next question is from My Name is Duke the Doom Guy. What up, Duke?
Yeah, my name is Duke the Doom Guy.
He's such a great... but I was reading I read his question earlier, and I think he misspelled what he was right to say.
Something about a thunderstorm.
Who would win in a thunderstorm?
Shut the fuck up. Who would win in a Thunderdome-like fight?
Oh, okay,
Andy McDowell, Malcolm McDowell, or Roddy McDowell?
Malcolm.
I'm going with Malcolm too, yeah.
Why?
Because he killed Captain Kirk. You know.
He's a droog as well, I suppose.
I was literally going to be mine. Yeah.
I said when I made this one up, I said Andy McDowell because Malcolm McDowell and Roddy McDowell would fight each other for ages until one of them was dead and the other one was too tired, and then she'd come behind and clack him in the back of the head. because they'd think, oh, well, I won't fight a woman. And yeah, Andy McDowell's a bit of a tough bitch.
I think she could probably bite him to death with those enormous fucking teeth that she's got.
She ain't got enormous teeth.
She's got pretty big
Are
teeth.
you pretty sure you're thinking of the same woman from fucking Groundhog Day?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
She's got a big feet.
Quite hot. Next question is from Mongo21. What up, Mongo? In your opinion, what is the best TV comedy of all time and most overrated comedy also? Overrated comedy, I've always thought would be The Office. The original Office with Ricky Gervais.
I love that.
I get the idea of working in an office with all of things and stuff like that, but it was just so unrealistic.
I'm going to say for most overrated, I'm going to say Seinfeld.
And then
it's not funny.
Yeah,
it's not fucking funny.
The American Office as well was just the British one, but made even more stupider. Most underrated comedy, Spaced.
Spaced is fucking
underrated.
awesome.
Underrated.
Yeah.
You know, unless you were there.
I mean, it's nice, but what do you think is the best?
Yeah,
best TV. Yeah,
best TV comedy
Spaced.
of all
It's
time.
so tough.
Oh, don't make it.
Because
we could do a whole podcast on
No.
it.
Hear me out.
We
Hear me out.
absolutely could.
Hear me out.
Red
Bottom
Bull,
was my first
like-
response.
I get. I know what you're
Fast
saying,
Show.
and I want to say Bottom and Fast Show, and I love all them, but Spaced gave me Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, Edgar Wright. 3 great movies coming off the back of that. I mean, Shaun of the Dead has so many references back to space. It's so great.
Yeah.
And the fact you get that Resident Evil 2 episode.
Yeah, that's
It's
great.
one of the greatest fucking comedy episodes ever made.
You know what I mean, Donna? We took Jessica to Manchester for her birthday.
Yeah.
All we had in the thing was just a TV with a smart thing connection, so we put on all 4 and watched all of Spaced while we were there.
Nice. I mean,
I
I
love
love
Spaced,
Bottom.
mate.
seasons,
I've got the box set
Me
on
too,
and everything
yeah,
like
yeah.
that, but best, mate, it's hard for me to not pick Bottom because it's just so fucking
I knew,
great.
yeah.
I
That's right,
still,
that's
I,
right.
I
And again,
miss
it's only
Rick
3
Mayall
seasons.
so
I know,
much.
I love her.
So I occasionally rewatch Bottom or The Young Ones or the
Yeah.
Bottom live shows.
See Mighty Boosh as well. Do
I
love
hate
Mighty
that.
I
I'm
love
going to go with
Mighty
Mighty
Boosh.
Boosh, most overrated. Terrible.
Oh man,
Terrible.
no! I'm
Mighty
telling you. Have you ever watched Mighty Boosh
Yes.
while smoking? Because honestly,
Yes.
if you haven't,
No,
I don't recommend it.
I didn't get it. I just didn't get
the
it.
crack fox of a fucking crack
I was just like,
fox.
the people. I know so many people love it, but yeah, I'm sorry.
Also, yeah, but at the same
Terrible.
time, some people also say that about Darth Marenghi's Dark
Yeah,
Place.
no, but I came to that late.
dude,
But
he's
I think
great.
it's
See,
amazing.
I thought it was really good, but at the same time, in comparison, I'll pick Bottom over that. Easy. At least Bottom will... I mean, at the same time, fucking best one has got to be also Red Dwarf.
I'm gonna go with Dwarf because
Red Dwarf.
mostly because that's actually one of the first conversations that I struck up with my wife.
But
That's awesome.
Me
at
and
the
Donna
same
started
time,
talking about fucking Red Dwarf.
And I don't mean to keep throwing
Did we
this
do a
out.
Red Dwarf podcast?
No, we haven't. We've spoke about it as about a
Spoke
TV
about it.
show.
I'm sure
But
we
not
did.
we haven't done
We
a
did.
full Red Dwarf. Not a full Red Dwarf one. Check the images.
I don't know.
You go back and look at the images of the thing, and we'll see if
We
there's a Red
spent
Dwarf
too
one.
much.
I
Drank
think
too
we did.
much.
Do you know what was a really good one as well? The British Empire.
like
I
the
only
British
ever
Empire.
watched that because of Chris Barry,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not good though.
I-
I wouldn't
I-
ever watch it again.
Do you know what it's like when you got those classic comedy actors that just suddenly rocked up in a series? I loved The Thin Blue Line with Rowan Atkinson.
I love
Obviously,
Thin Blue
Mr.
Line.
Bean and everything.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
The Thin Blue Line I thought was fucking
Because
excellent.
then I also have the guy from Whose Line Is It Anyway? Was he in there?
Who?
The
Not in-
tall
not
guy.
in
Was he in
Thin
it?
Blue
No.
Line,
No,
no.
I'm thinking
No.
of something else.
Yeah. Whose Line's It Anyway was a great fucking series. Isn't it?
As I got older, one that I really did appreciate more was Keeping Up Appearances.
No, Mrs. Bucket. Yeah,
Mrs.
that was
Bucket.
great.
Okay, residents, the lady of the house speaking.
That was there were so many of those sort of they'd be on at fucking 6-7 o'clock or something that you'd watch with your parents because they were brilliant. The other one actually, sorry, I've just realised, and I don't know why the fuck. Ryan
Yeah,
Styles.
Ryan Styles.
Ryan
No,
Styles.
Okay.
no, it's not him.
Yeah, he is in Hot Shots.
He is
2.
in Hot Shots.
He's in
Is
Hot
it
Shots
him?
2.
Because
Yeah,
isn't he?
I'm gonna
100%.
Okay.
get myself a little house, a little wife, a little dog, a little picket fence, and once it's all paid off, I'm gonna line it with C4 and blow the shit out of it.
Yeah, like that. I
the
can't remember
one
if that was his name.
The one I just realised I hadn't mentioned that obviously falls into mine for
Yeah.
best TV comics. Fuck, Only Fools and Horses.
Yeah, classic.
It's fucking.
Lovely
It's just.
classic.
It's unstoppable. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many.
Great question, Mitch. Mongo.
I think that's why you
fucking
think
do
about,
that all night, mate.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's why you thought we'd done a podcast. I think we did greatest comedies of all time, and Red Dwarf was
might
a
have
lot.
come up. Yeah.
You've lost all the questions, Gary.
Yeah, I'm just doing a refresh because a few more questions have come in.
Oh, right. Pardon me. The next one's from Richie Scarface.
What up, Richie?
Yo, Richie.
Hi, guys. I hope you're doing all right. My question is, what non-horror film would you like to see get a horror remake?
That says non-horror movie.
What non-horror film would you like to see get a horror remake? Example, Last Action Hero, where the protagonist gets pulled into classic horror movies like The Thing, Halloween, Nightmare, etc. And Ian, sorry to hear about next week. My thoughts are with you. Thank you very much, man. Yes, it's going to be a bit of a busy one next week. Non-horror movie gets turned into a horror movie. Pitch Perfect, and all the girls get killed by a slasher.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
High School Musical.
Oh, okay, yeah, Fast and Furious, but like just where fucking Vin Diesel just gets run over and we never have to deal with it ever again.
High School Musical / Columbine edition.
Napoleon Dynamite, but it turns into a zombie apocalypse.
God, lucky. Yeah.
Yeah.
3 men and a baby, but 3 men and Rosemary's Baby.
I like it.
Very good.
I mean, just sort of like to make it a horror, like let's remake the fucking Harry Potter movies, but where it's sort of like, bitch, we're throwing magic that will fucking, turn you inside out around,
Right?
And just like make it
Dark
real
magic
fucking
in
dark.
here.
Yeah.
What about a Midsummer's Night Dream? Where they all land on an island and it turns out to be that fucking island from fucking Midsummer.
Well, you know how they did like that fucking Winnie the Pooh horror recently.
It's a terrible one.
Yeah, but let's do that with Shrek.
Yeah.
You know where he's like, sort of like, I want my swamp back, and he's like, well, you have to go on a quest. Like, how about I pull your fucking arms and legs off? And he does it.
An American queer wolf in London.
For like queer as folk.
No, Curse of the Queer Wolf. That's
okay.
actually
It's an actual movie.
It's an actual movie. Nice.
Great question.
Next question is from Craig's house.
What up?
Yo, Craig.
Do you think Freddy Krueger labels all of his belongings or just his hat? All of them. He's got his name inscribed inside his glove, inside his trousers, inside his pants. You know.
I'm coming to terms with the fact that he labels his hat.
Yeah.
Does he have his name labeled inside
This
his
is like
hat?
on the inside or
I
something.
don't.
You're like in
think
Hot
so.
Fuzz where it says twat.
I don't think he ever does. But I'm trying.
Because in my mind now, I've got it where Nancy pulls his hat out. She pulls it out, and there's the name tag inside. Like my mind is imprinted
What's
it
it
in
say?
the movie.
Does it say
Mandela
F.
effect.
Kruger?
Yeah,
Does it say
Mandela
Fred
effect.
Kruger?
It says Springwood Slasher. That's what they call him.
So he does label his hat in one of them.
Oh man.
Now I'm just thinking, is it in New Nightmare where it's the prop hat, where it's named that way? I don't know.
Well, now I just assume he sews.
Yeah, Mr. F.
And it's really fucking annoying with that glove as well, trying to fucking sew. He's having a nightmare. Yeah.
He's having a nightmare. Nice. Yeah, he labels everything. Yeah. He labels all the children.
It's in Nightmare
as well.
1. Okay, nice memory chat. Yeah, no, don't remember that.
Nice.
Nancy pulls out of her dream in one in the hospital. Yeah, that's in the first one.
Yeah, she pulls it out, but I don't.
But she knows that's when she just realizes she can.
But
pull
I don't
out
actually.
items.
Yeah, I don't actually think it's got his name. I don't think it ever shows them saying, "Look, it says F. Kruger."
It says
inside.
Fred Krueger inside. Yeah.
I think he just pulls the hat out, but I could be wrong. I'm old. So.
Or maybe it is a New Nightmare. I don't know. Yeah, now we're gonna be rewatching them.
Yeah.
Cheers for the question, Craig.
Nice. Next one's from Jay Hines.
What up, Jay?
What up,
Yo,
Jay? Have either of you seen The Whale with Brendan Fraser? I watched it the other night and thought it was really well made. Thoughts?
I loved it.
Loved it.
Admit,
Floored. But I'm a big fan of Darren Aronofsky's movies. The only one that I'll never rewatch is the Requiem for a Dream. But from Wrestler to The Fountain, Pi. The only one I didn't really like was the Noah's Ark one, Noah. But yeah, Whale. I mean, I've been waiting for a new Aronofsky movie and just missed
Didn't
Brendan
Aronofsky do
Fraser.
Mother as well?
Yes, he did Mother, yeah.
Mother as well.
But I've absolutely missed Brendan Fraser. I thought he was... his best movie, without a doubt, is still The Mummy. He was brilliant in that. Absolutely fantastic.
Was Noah...
But he excelled. His performance in The Whale He absolutely deserving of all the accolades and awards he won.
His daughter, for the girl from Stranger Things, is amazing in it. As well.
Yes,
Plays Max.
that's right.
Was Noah the Russell Crowe one as well?
Yeah.
See, now I'm a big fan of Aronofsky, and I mean, like I said, I remember back in the day, like Gary was just like, "Got to watch this film," and so we sat down and watched Requiem for a Dream, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And they were like, "Oh, you think that's bad? You should watch Pi." And so I watched Pi, and I was just like, "What the fuck?"
My dad told me never to look at the sun. But one time I did.
But I got the feeling from him that he was just, there were directors like Cameron and Scott and fucking, Hitchcock and so on and so forth. And then there was Darren Aronofsky.
Darren
Aronofsky. And
especially Aaron Aronson.
Especially when he dropped The Wrestler, I was like, this director has now just become one of the all-time greatest directors of all time, because he took a subject that was particularly very close to my heart, made it into a film, made it ultra-realistic, didn't make fun of it, made it so that anybody who actually watched it could actually get emotionally invested to what a lot of people had spent a lot of time telling me was fake and nobody should ever watch. I've still not seen Mother, but when I wikid it, I was like, this could be the greatest movie I ever watched, because I just love the idea of it, the dynamic behind it, and stuff. But no, I get that. But it's the same with Noah. I didn't want to watch Noah, and I remember it was on one night, and I watched it, and I was just like, wow, this is really, it visually really looks good. It must be really close to, obviously, as close to the source material as you can get,
yeah.
And but the same with The Whale. Like, everybody jumped on the bandwagon of Brendan Fraser coming back, doing this new role, and yet I never lost doubt in Brendan Fraser. I was still always behind Brendan Fraser with his movies before. I like, and I've said this before, I really like Bedazzled.
Yeah,
I love Encino.
Which is the one where where he ends up in the bunker for so
Blast
many years?
Blast from the Past. I love Blast from the Past and things like that. So all of a sudden, people come along going, "Hey, Brendan Fraser's in a new movie and he's good." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up, bitch! He's always been good." Oh, it's directed by this guy. Well, that guy's always been good. And now everyone's like, "This film's really good," and I'm like, "You take two great things, mix them together."
Yeah. Honestly, Darren Aronofsky, if you ever asked me which director has emotionally impacted you more than anyone else, it's him. He punches holes through my goddamn soul. Like, he makes me feel things to the extent that I don't ever want to go back there with certain movies. So, he has a way of getting those emotions on film, which is why the thing is, why Noah does nothing for me is because I felt nothing in that film. It felt vacuous. It may have been pretty, it may have looked good and sounded good, but it didn't.
Have you watched it a second time?
I watched it in the cinema and that was it. And like I said, it did nothing for me. I mean, I like disaster movies, and I love his movies, but for me, it just felt like he had to make it for the studio so that he could greenlight something he wanted to make.
Oh, yeah, but
it didn't feel like a story he wanted to tell. But maybe he did. I don't actually know.
I honestly, I wouldn't be shocked to say when I review it, the Whale will probably end up on my top 10 of the year, to be honest.
For sure, yeah.
And I watched it in because it came out like
end of last year, beginning of this year, so it's one of those, isn't it?
Yeah, we were talking about it last year, but I watched it in like January. Me and Donna sat down and watched it together, and it was the performance that Brendan Fraser gives. I mean, fucking won the Oscar, and fucking as well deserved.
Yeah,
as well,
agreed.
You know what I mean? It's absolutely one of the best movies I've ever seen, I think.
But that's what I mean. I mean, not every director can hit marks.
And again, it's like
every time.
Was there like 6 people in that cast, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But
it's in like,
and it's all in
one room.
Yeah.
But the director of The Whale, he can do so much. He can do like I said with The Wrestler. It's only got what 6, 7, 8 maybe people as the main cast.
It's a small cast.
Same with Mother. I think that's a tiny little cast as well.
Mostly at one
speaking
location
cast,
too.
I mean, there's some scenes with like a lot of extras in, if you know what I mean.
But same with The Wrestler. Like, speaking wise, when he's just got 2 people telling a realistic tale in front of you, it can just be emotionally, like we said, Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
I
vow never to watch that one again.
You
don't need to rewatch it.
The music
still.
God damn. Cheers for the question, Jay.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. Next question from Neurovisor. What up, Neurovisor? If you had to make a prequel of the Heat movie, would you rely on de-aging the same actors, or would you get new ones that kind of look similar to the original actors? if the second one, who would you cast?
Well, I mean, I don't think we can de-age like Val Kilmer.
Yeah, Val Kilmer's
that's
kind
not
of done.
enough to
Yeah.
get him to be able to perform.
Yeah. I would recast at this point. I mean, I would have if the characters survived, have them at where they are now. But considering the film is what, I mean, because the book is a sequel, isn't it? It's both
He's
prequel
saying if
and
you had to do a
sequel.
prequel.
If you had to do a prequel, recast, total recast. I mean, it'd be a shame, but the de-aging stuff is a little bit uncanny valley still. Some of it's really good, but it'd just be too distracting.
I might have
because Michael Mann is making Heat 2 now. He wrote the book, and now development is going ahead on the movie.
I'd like maybe to have De Niro. You know, maybe have
Who
De Niro
could play a younger De Niro?
No, well, this is the thing. You have De Niro sat in a cafe somewhere, just out enjoying a cup of coffee, but he looks out the window, and then it flashbacks to maybe like his first couple of crimes. A young De Niro, fucking
Adam Driver would be a good De Niro. Yeah. I was thinking DiCaprio at first, considering he seems to be the new Scorsese darling.
Yeah, I think DiCaprio was like nearly the same age as De Niro was when he did Heat.
Yeah. So I reckon he could play the De Niro character.
You know, DiCaprio could probably pull off a young Val Kilmer.
Wait, say that again. What?
If we were going to de-age like the cast from Heat and go back into flashbacks, and like you said, you're looking.
Oh, so you'd like cast him, but you'd still de-age him, is what you're saying? Sorry.
I'd have maybe DiCaprio playing the character that Val Kilmer would go on to play in Heat. You know, but the younger version that De Niro meets, and maybe they work together, and that's how Val Kilmer's character gets so good and so trusted by De Niro's. In the original Heat.
I mean, if they are casting Adam Driver in Heat 2, I think that's solid. Yeah, absolutely. Because I love Adam Driver. He's great.
Yeah. Dead Don't Die is amazing.
Yeah, and a younger Al Pacino, like a modern actor that could play younger Al Pacino.
Adam Driver again.
Yeah, Adam Driver.
He plays both of them.
Yeah,
plays both of them. Because she's got a great ass.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, I was going to say I can't think of anyone really.
Yeah.
You'd have to find somebody new.
I was going to say it would be great to get some unknowns in there, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
Great question, though, Nirvaz. A great question.
Yes.
Okay, so we have one last question.
No,
we do have one more that's just come in.
Okay.
So we've got one from.
Okay, we got we got one from Just Tidge. What up, Tidge?
What up?
Had a question for you guys. If you have any rom-coms in particular you go to that you recommend to basically anybody.
Blast from the Past.
Blast from the Past. I've always kind of had a soft spot for Confetti, which is a romance comedy about a group of people who want to get married, and there's a magazine that is trying to find out which one of them to support to get the famous wedding. And it's like an all-star British cast as well. There's like a couple of nudists in there. Martin Freeman's playing a nudist at one point. There's a tennis couple who want a tennis-themed wedding. It's absolutely stupid, and it shows you how extreme people will go to obviously, get the perfect wedding. But it's also such an ensemble cast of British comedians at the time. I mean, what's her face from Spaced? Who lived with Simon Pegg. She's in it as well. And she's I think she's playing. She wants a wedding, but her mum and her sister keep getting involved. So you're wanting her character to kind of get behind and tell them off. Four Weddings and Funeral I've always found is a really good funny.
I think any of the Richard Curtis? Any of his are really good. Truly Madly Deeply. That's a pretty beautiful movie.
Gary doesn't do rom-coms.
I'm just literally like, this is worse than watching horror movies. Like, what the fuck?
Fucking pull your head out your ass and
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
There you go.
I was going to say Mannequin.
Yeah,
Mannequin's
absolutely.
rom-com,
Mannequin. Yeah, okay, Mannequin. Love that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, romance comedies. Oh, you know what's a good one? Fucking not Julian. No, the Romance in the Stone.
Yeah, we watched those.
That's a great one.
They're great. Video Mado?
Yeah, I don't watch particularly very many romantic comedies, but I will say Ian and I did recently just review I wouldn't say it's romance, but kind of falls into that slightly.
Yeah.
And so we've got a review coming soon. I would say maybe falls into romantic comedy. And yeah, I do actually quite like 50 First Dates.
50 First Dates.
Yeah, you'll hear me say that. Yeah. But I do like that one.
Dan Aykroyd. Because Dan Aykroyd's in it.
Yeah.
He tells that fucking great joke where he says about the walrus has the second largest penis in the animal kingdom. And he's like, I have the first.
Samwise Gamgee in it is so fucking funny. He's like, look at the guns. Look at the guns.
Hey, sweating in the sauce.
Nice.
Cheers for the horror flashbacks, just Tidge.
And next question is from Nifty Guy 1.
Yeah, what Nifty Guy.
As a whole, rank the horror franchises that you have reviewed. Howling, Final Destination, Resident Evil, Alien, Hellraiser, Halloween, and Saw.
Alien number 1.
Yeah, Alien's number 1.
Yeah, Alien.
The George Romero series under that. It's not, you've not listed it, but we've reviewed all the George Romero
films. Alien,
what's there? I'm gonna put
the Dead
series,
Alien,
Hellraiser,
Saw,
then Halloween, and then
Final
the rest
Destination.
So, I want to put Hellraiser higher, but there's so many crap ones. It kind of so many shit ones pull it down. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I would put Resident Evil. So it would go for me. It would have to go Alien, the Dead movies, Saw as my top 3.
Yeah.
And then after that, it would have to go.
I'm gonna
Resident Evil. No. Sorry. My bad. I fucking completely fucked up there. Sorry. Alien, Halloween, Dead series, Saw, Resident Evil, Hellraiser, Final Destination over Hellraiser. Sorry, Hellraiser, Howling.
See, I'm just gonna just because of how fucking egregiously shit I'm putting Resident Evil at the bottom.
Man, yeah, because you haven't seen all the fucking Howling movies, so you have no fucking
I had more
clue.
fun with some of those Howling sequels, though, than any of the goddamn Resident Evils.
I'm going to show you something.
Howling, fucking New Moon Rising? With the fucking line dancing?
No, it's not even a movie.
I feel like I'd remember that.
You fucking remember that.
You do your best to drink and forget it away.
But
see, Final Destination sort of even at least picks up a little bit of points.
Yeah, there's only one bad one.
I love the way they bring it full circle.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I think only 4 is the worst one, which is the Final Destination. So I'd put that up there.
Final Destination's above Resident Evil easy.
So for me, Alien, the Dead movies, Final Destination. I'm putting Final Destination above Saw because Saw for me's got some bad ones
and
bad
Halloween.
Ones. I love John Carpenter's Halloween, but I honestly don't give a about the rest of them.
Yeah,
don't care about the Rob Zombie ones. Don't care about the remakes, really, the reboot or the legacy sequels.
But if you had to
I like 4. I like 1 and 4.
But if you had to watch the Halloween series or the Resident Evil series all the way through, which one would you do?
Halloween.
The Halloween or the Resident Evil series, you're saying?
All the way through.
Because I know
all
at least watching
through.
2
all the way through. That's what I'm saying.
2 good movies.
You would easily pick.
I'd rather not.
You would easily pick the Halloween series over the Resident Evil series. Because at least there's you're right.
I would because at least then I get to watch and listen to John Carpenter's music.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis kind of steals it above all of them.
Yeah. I mean, I love Hellraiser 1 through 4, and I like a lot of Part 5, Inferno. But then there's 5 abysmally bad ones.
So Howling goes underneath Hellraiser, right?
Yes, Howling goes underneath Hellraiser, for sure. So I think you could probably work out my list from there. Because I'm not recapping.
He's not recapping. He's done.
Oh, cheers, Nifty.
Last question. The last question for the night is from Film for Thought.
Film for
40. Well, he's got a Y on there. Or Film for Thought YouTube. Yeah,
that's right.
While on romance films, romance and sports movies usually end with 2 people getting together or parting ways, and sport films have a win or lose. Do you guys prefer the upper or downer endings for these type of movies?
First one that comes to mind is Rocky. Obviously, we only talked about it recently, and that
that
ends on a loss, but it ends on a personal win. So I think that's kind of the result. And if they do end going separate ways, it's probably where both of them have learned something that's made them better people for it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I can't not love endings that are like things like The Replacements.
I was about to fucking say that as well.
Yeah.
Man. And even I know it's stupid, but I do enjoy the remake of The Longest Yard because of like you got
I do like The Longest Yard as well.
Like that.
Yeah.
It's a fucking great movie. We watch. It's a great Sunday movie. I mean, I watch NFL on Sundays anyway.
Meme Machine.
Meme Machine. Yeah,
Vinnie Jones.
This is one of the only movies that I will watch that's got Danny Dyer in.
Yeah.
Like, you know. Mostly because that guard fucking takes him out on the field.
A crazy sports movie that technically isn't real, but it's still great and got a great ending. James Caan in Rollerball.
Yeah.
Love that one.
That's great.
But I get what you mean. A lot of the time, those movies have to end on a high because that's the gist of the movie. Everybody's supposed to be happy by the end of it. But as Andy said, something like The Replacements, you want the team to win, but they don't. But you don't care because they've managed to fucking pull off through the movie.
Basketball, good pull. Sorry.
Yeah, basketball is a great one as well. They managed to pull it off a win without actually winning.
You know, it says about like downer endings though. What you first like, it's an amazing ending, but it comes out of nowhere, and it's not quite romance, I suppose, really, because it's a kids movie. But have you ever seen that Bridge to Terabithia?
Oh yes, man, that's fucking Thomas J all over again. Thomas J, telling you.
Fuck.
Two kids, they get this imaginary land, they think it's all good, and then one of them...
really sweet movie, and then one dies.
And you're like,
fuck.
Yeah, I'll follow up with a film that I always love to bring up when I get a chance to bring up is Electric Dreams. And it's a love triangle story, and at the end of the film... The computer, Edgar, self-destructs and blows up, kills himself, and takes himself out of the triangle, which is like, it's a life lesson there as well. And but at the same time, you get the uplifting song where he hijacked, he goes Lawnmower Man and escapes out into the world, and then plays Electric Dreams to all the radios and TVs around the world. So it's kind of a downer ending when Edgar dies, but then, what an awesome song.
You've just hit me again in the feels again.
Yeah.
Harold and Maude.
Harold and Maude, yeah.
What a downer ending that just happens to bring you back up just a little bit. You kind of want to kill yourself, but then you're like, nah, you know what?
So impactful, isn't it?
I mean, there's the downer ending on like the first Karate Kid movie, right? For Johnny, because like this new kid like just rocks up in the fucking in town and like steals his girlfriend and fucking starts on him and like pulls pranks on him at the school and everything, and then beats him in a fucking karate tournament. I was
still hurt by it, aren't you?
Well, I feel bad for Johnny. I assume Johnny is the Karate Kid they're talking about. So he's the only one that does karate.
Well, and he gets his own TV series. Danny doesn't get his TV series.
He gets the cameo in it.
He gets 2 movies that actually don't go anywhere. You know what's also got a downer ending? Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean you can telegraph that from the start. Right?
Yeah.
But I think for sports movies though, it's kind of like, unless it's like maybe like a true story thing where they go like, the team lost at the end, but like
like Remember the Titans. And
but it's about like them getting there and stuff.
That's a great movie.
In general, Remember the Titans is good, but I just think that like it's always good to have the win. It is.
Yeah.
What's the one? Is it Blue Chips from Nick Nolte? Shaq's in it and stuff. That college basketball movie. That's boss.
Best of the best. Great.
Is that the second one where they're doing the board breaking thing?
Yeah.
And what's his name? Chris Penn? Is it who he's doing it?
It ends on
he
a
does
downer
the
that
break,
they
and
lose,
it's like
but then
it's clearly
the team
that he's
gives
lost.
them their medals anyway. So it kind of, because those films usually
Yeah.
always have an uplifting angle to the bad.
Is it All the Right Moves? That's the fucking wrestling one.
No, that's basketball, isn't it? All the right moves.
What's the wrestling one I'm thinking of where he's training?
I'm not sure. Foxcatcher?
No. Crazy for You, I think it is. It's got Madonna in it. I think it is.
I don't know.
I was just thinking sports movies. Sports romance movies now. We're all over the place. Gone from horror and shit.
Yeah, we're clearly exhausted.
I think that's it. I think we're done. Yeah.
Well, speaking of downer endings, it is time to bring this podcast to a close. I hope you guys had fun listening to us catch up on the news. And Andy, again, congratulations on your horror film knowledge.
Yeah, man.
Nice,
Absolute underdog
nice.
on the predictions today. And
someone made out like gangbusters, didn't they?
They absolutely did.
Yeah, they did.
So.
And we hope you guys enjoyed listening to this podcast. We'll be back next month with podcast number 60.
Yes. Wow. My birthday month.
Of course, you can enjoy the rest of the Saw film reviews over on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I just want to say you can also follow us on X. It feels weird saying that. On Facebook, on Patreon, and of course here on YouTube.
Yeah.
So huge thank you for listening all the way to the end of this podcast, guys. Awesome stuff. We'll see you on the next one.
Love your face.
Yeah, we're fist bumping out, but if you can't hear us, we're dropping fist bumps here. So, yeah.
Just fisting in the air.
Fisting in the air now.